I'm Nate Putterball with your sports update. It's day 3 of camp for the top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Fan Sports Saturday will be broadcasting live from Camp Hill 1. It's just 4 weeks till football season. The Washington Nationals beat the Reds last night 5-3 on the back of home runs from Dalen Lyle and Harry Ford. They get back at it tonight. First pitch is at 6:45 with Chase Burns taking on the Nationals' Andrew Alvarez. Catchy action right here on the Fan. Angel Martinez had a night for the Cleveland Guardians. He hit a grand slam and drove in a career-high 6 runs to help Cleveland blast the White Sox 8-2. The win moves them back within 2 games of the AL Central. Game 2 of that series comes your way at 7:15. The Guardians' Gavin Williams battles the White Sox' Anthony Kay. And the PGA Tour, the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina. Bo Hostler heads into the weekend with the lead at 12 under. Jordan Smith and Ben James sit just a stroke back. The leaders tee off round 3 around 2 o'clock. Breaking sports news and events in the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host, place, name here.
Well, I'm Eric Rieser, but standing to my left is a man who walks around like he owns the place, Jeff Thedhoffen. As you heard there in the update with Nate, we're live from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, day 3 of Ohio State's training camp, 28 days until the Buckeyes and the Ball State Cardinals meet Saturday, September 5th at 12:30. But when we get here this morning, and it's a picture-perfect day, and if you've got the itch to come out to Ohio State's camp, whether it be next season or if you've still got some time today, I would scratch that itch. This, Tito, is unprecedented access, this is unprecedented exposure, and this is the best chance you will have as an Ohio State fan to see these guys up close and personal. Again, you heard Nate there in the update. First time since 2015, they're going into the season, the number 1 team in the country.
Yep.
You know a lot of the names, you know a lot of the faces, but just to see them and have the kind of access that you get to them, you can't get anywhere else.
You can't appreciate how big, fast, and strong they are until you see it that close. It's like I'm walking over there, and I see these guys, I go, wait, these guys are gladiators. They are like, if they wanted to overtake the world, they could.
Yes.
And so, you get out here and see that, and that's what's great about Ohio State. The fact they do this, and they give it. You see kids out here on the practice fields doing things they could never probably do if you didn't, like, as a kid, I didn't think I could ever do it. And they're out here playing football on one of the practice fields, throwing passes around. It's a wonderful experience for everybody.
I do remember going back to my childhood. You were able to, from Arlington, ride your bike down to the Horseshoe, and you were able to get in and throw the football around on the field. And now that's not the case because in this era that we are, access comes at a price.
Yeah.
Because you've got to find new money every single year. The number always goes up in terms of what is needed to run 36 sports at the highest possible level. And we talked to Ross Bjork on Bishop and Friends, and he was the first to give out that $500 million athletic department spending. And that's while that number, Tito, I thought was like a AEP bill or an electric bill when you get in the summer. You're like, whoa, I didn't think it was going to be that expensive. That's the cost of doing business.
Sure.
And that's for Ohio State, that's for Texas, that's for teams in the SEC, the other teams in the SEC, that's for USC. It's all the cost of doing this. And so this is part of that. And you were out here Thursday and Friday with Morning Juice. From those shows that you did, from the people that you talked to, you spoke with Ross Bjork, you spoke with Ryan Day. We're hoping to get Ohio State's head coach after practice sometime later this show. We'll be out here until 1 o'clock, so stop by, say hi. I can promise a hug. I can't promise hugs for Tito. What was your biggest takeaway from talking to those guys the first 2 days of camp?
So from Ryan Day, what I got was the all business thing, and it's like very much focused in on this. Like this is, and I don't know how closely Ryan Day's schedule sets up.
Yeah,
I feel like it's to the minute though. Like, I feel like it's to the minute with him. You got that vibe. He comes in, and it's like, at 7:41 in 20 seconds, I'm doing this.
Gotta be here.
That's what I got to do. So that's what I got from Day on that. From Bjork, and what I told Bjork was this, and I meant this respectfully. Rieser, don't laugh like that.
Do you mean anything respectfully?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I meant.
Okay.
What I said to him was, I think that there's times, and this goes back to my first marriage, where you have conversations. You know, like in standings, you see win, loss, tie, WLT, right? Okay, I think that sometimes Bjork is LLT. Like, in his job, it's LLT. Yeah. It's like you can't win. You can tie, but you can't win. Because Ohio State fans want you to fix everything.
Every problem falls on.
But don't change anything.
Yeah.
Raise more money, but don't talk to me about raising money. But so I want you to fix everything without changing things, change everything without changing anything, and raise more money without asking for more money.
Yeah.
That's all Bjork has to do.
His
That's easy.
Job is only a never-ending CVS receipt of items.
And look, he's smart enough. He's like, he will be political about it, and that's smart. But I don't think Ross Bjork can win. I don't think he can. Look, hey, Ohio
if
State
you win
fans,
on the field, then you win.
Ohio State fans will say, look, game day experience. God, it's awful to shoot. Okay, I'll make these changes. Whoa. Tradition. Don't change that. And he changes things, and people love it. And it's like, well, but you shouldn't have changed that. I don't think he can win, and that's okay. He does a great job. I love Bjork. I love Bjork here at Ohio State. I love that. But I don't think he can win.
It's a spot, certainly, of any in the country, and trying to navigate. No other school does 36 sports the way Ohio State does.
It's fantastic.
Certainly Stanford tries, and their academics certainly on par, probably a little higher.
No, they're not. We're smarter.
With the athletic excellence here that he's got to maintain, and this was a Gene Smith legacy play, right, where people will say bad business decision to do 36 varsity sports because you're never not throwing coal into the fire.
Right.
Like, you're never not burning through cash. His embrace, and really this comes with the football program. We had Jake Diebler on. There's a similar embrace of what college athletics is becoming, what college athletics will be probably in the next couple of weeks. And I see over there with one of their partnerships where you put a circular white logo on their jerseys. Like, that's the most prime real estate for really any institution, is their athletic uniform. You're not going to change anything on the helmet, but to get a white circular logo was I'd say they lucked into that.
Sure.
But there was, to your point, you can't do that. And it's like, well, this is kind of what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't lost on me that Notre Dame came out, 48 hours after and said,
I know.
Here's
we'll
ours.
do this.
We're going to do this. And that, I think, is on everybody. And, you talk about politicking, and we'll get to some. We're here till 1 o'clock, so a good time, not necessarily a long time, about some politicking and the job Ross Bjork has to do with that realm.
Yeah.
In constantly communicating with Washington, D.C.
Right.
But I get out here about an hour before the show. You saunter in, so we're on at 9, about 8:30, or on at 10, 9:30, 9:45, and you're on your phone.
9:10.
You're on your phone
9:10.
acting like
That's fine, 9:10.
You've got everything else you'd rather be doing than this radio program with me, which I understand. Then I see you trot out onto the field where right now Jeremiah Smith is running a route.
Yep.
And maybe half hour before that, fully dressed officials came out because I think they're going to scrimmage later on today. But you go out into the middle of the field and just congregate with them.
I do.
Like you're going to be throwing flags out there when they scrimmage later today.
Look, listen, always ask for forgiveness first.
Did you ask anybody, or did you just waltz
out there? I walked out there. I flashed the badge a little bit, like, hey, this is who I am. I know Bobby Carpenter. And I go out there, and I do that. And, I talk to the officials for about 5 minutes. I just ask some questions, personal questions, like, is this what's the biggest game you've ever done? What do the coaches ask you to do? All these things. It was great. I loved talking to them. I saw Schlegs out there, sweaty, talked to him for a little bit. I walk – dude,
you walk where you want. No, we get it.
No, I walk as far as I can until someone says you can't walk here. If they say you can't walk here, I will say, wait, do you know who I am? I'm Bobby Carpenter's co-host. and so, I'll do that. And I will show them I've got his number. Look, here it is.
Throwing the general's name around will get you to
all those
places.
things. Yes, absolutely. I will do all those things. Do you know Fish? Who's Fish? I show them Fish's stuff, and it's like, oh, yeah. And so, if I can get through it, I do it, Bob. I don't care about it. I'll do whatever it is it takes to get me where I want to go.
I'll look past you calling me Bob. When you're talking to those officials, what do you get a sense of their job is today? Are they trying to call things down the middle, or are they trying to have this as a teaching moment? Because one of the prevailing items for Ohio State this offseason has been 51 new names.
Yep.
And so you're getting them indoctrinated into the program. You're trying to do install over the first couple of days of practice. And so, I don't necessarily want to call it nitpicking, but if you're doing a full scrimmage, everything's on the table.
What they told me was nothing I was surprised about. They said they go based on what Ryan and the staff says to look for.
Okay.
And it's so if you want to call, you can call offsides every play if you want to. Probably you can call holding every play if you want to. But it's more like, what is it that and if Ryan says, hey, we're doing these formations, look for. Make sure it's legal and all these things. That's where it's more about, and so that's what I was wondering about when I was talking to them was how much dictation do they get, and they do get a lot of that. Like, hey, look, I don't care about this, but obviously look at this based on formations and things like that. So, but they're adaptive to what it is. But they've also called a lot of different big-time games. We got guys in that group that called playoff games, that have called championship games, and other spring games, like the one guy talked about being in Ann Arbor for a Michigan spring game and what that was like. And just they do get the dictation this time of year from the coaching staff on what to look for.
It's a really cool thing to have these 3 days open to fans. I would say Thursday has that Christmas feel.
Yep.
To where you wake up and it does feel like, well, it's football.
Yep.
Saturday, I think, is the best day to do this. Not only do we get a picture-perfect day, but when they have pads on.
Yeah.
They have zebras out there, and they will be doing some hitting.
Yeah.
And that, I think, for the fans, even for the players, you get an atmosphere that is unmatched at training camp. At this time of the year especially, if you've played football in Ohio in August, the days can get long.
Yep.
They go quickly when you ramp up to the end of August and the early September, but there are doldrums with all of this. And I think this helps everybody.
Yeah.
And it also provides the fans a great experience. So, again, if you do have that itch that you want to come out here and do this, scratch it.
Talk to the officials.
Or do like Tito and see how far you can
go.
see what you can get
see
away
how far
with.
You can go.
Before they, tear you out of here. Because Schlegel, I think, is the best spokesperson for this program.
Yeah.
Had a couple of days he's made announcements over the PA system, and he's been incredible at it. You're shouting out sponsors, you're shouting out the fans, but he's saying do's and don'ts. And one of the things was he said he didn't want to melt a face. And that's a threat and a promise in and of itself.
Sleg's the best.
But the energy that he brings is so infectious. Like, we had Matt Patricia up here talking with him, and the energy that these guys bring is so infectious, and it's, I'd say, taken to another level when you include the fans in this type of an intimate atmosphere.
Patricia hugs, we got to talk about that off the air.
We can talk about it on the air.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it was.
Why would you want to leave that off the air?
Oh,
that was the best moment of the week for me so far.
2 times.
I got 2 hugs from Matt Patricia.
That's kind of bothersome. I don't.
Why? Are you jealous that you did not get an embrace?
You're right.
So we'll have Ryan Day on earlier, and if he's not already annoyed with you, maybe he can embrace you.
Twice. 3 times.
Just take one. Just take the one.
No, I'll
hug.
take 3.
You
3.
are. I'd say you're pushing your luck, but that's kind of like standard operating procedure for you. But out here until 1 o'clock today, so please come up and say hi to us if you're out at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for Day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp. But what we'll get into is a lot of what this team is going to look like in 2026. Number one, expectations. I think a lot of these guys understand. Yes. They see the talent. They know the names. They're involved in something that's paramount to anything else in the country. When the Associated Press has their top 25 poll come out, I believe it's this coming Friday.
Yep.
I think it's going to look a lot similar to what the coaches' poll was last week. But those expectations, not since 2015 for this Buckeye squad. But in terms of new faces and new names, there was one guy who missed the last 2 days. He is back out on the practice field today. We'll tell you about it next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Save big money and get everything you need for your staining project when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's Paramount Stain is a premium exterior wood stain and sealant in one. It provides exceptional waterproofing protection and is ready for rain in 2 hours after application. Save big on all our staining products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
When your furnace or air conditioner stops working, you can always rely on Atlas Butler to get it up and running the same day. So why not depend on Atlas Butler for all your plumbing needs? One call does it all.
Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Nothing annoys me more than wasting time. Scotty Vegas here, and I want to be golfing or playing tennis or betting on people golfing and playing tennis. I hate waiting on an oil change, but that's all changed. Krieger Ford, the car buying experience was amazing. The service, just as good. I left my Bronco in the driveway and easily scheduled an oil change at KriegerFord.com, and they even came right to me and changed it. All game changer, the Krieger Ford experience. Experience that at KriegerFord.com.
Kick off your savings when you buy or refinance your home with a Miller Lending no closing cost mortgage. Closing costs aren't mandatory, so don't fumble away your opportunity to save money. 8779 no cost. That's 8779 no cost. Or apply online at nocostmortgage.com.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in this store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you'd never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County fire station or buy online. For more information, visit 10tv.com/beattheheat or lifecarelines.org.
Buckeye Replay this summer takes you back to some of the greatest comebacks in Ohio State football history.
Greg Fry and the Buckeyes are at Iowa in that 1990 thriller.
Hear Buckeye Replay this Saturday at 1 p.m. on The Fan.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Saturday. We made it to the weekend. Looking mostly sunny until around this afternoon. Highs right around the upper 80s, 87 degrees, and a light breeze to get you through the rest of the day. Around this evening, 8, 9 o'clock, we are expecting a round of isolated showers, mainly late, and that will carry you into the overnight hours. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with the 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. You're home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Following this award-eligible radio program at 1 o'clock, we'll do Buckeye Replay. Ohio State and Iowa from Iowa City, 1990. Timmy Hall is going to be joined by Greg Fry, Buckeye quarterback, who was the hero of that contest. No spoilers, please. But Ohio State and Iowa comes your way after this at 1 o'clock. What?
Here's your spoiler. Why don't you ever play a Buckeye Replay where they lose? I think that'd be fun. Do it just once. Like, just throw it out there. It's just like a random thing. Ohio State, whatever it is, do a game where they lose.
I hate you.
That's fine.
Eric Rieser, Jeff Vidoff, Dave Biddle, kind enough to give us some of his time because I do need a Tito chaser. Well, you're the shot. You're like Radio Malort, and so here comes Dave Biddle of Bucknuts and 24/7 Sports to be that chaser for us. And Thank you for giving us so much of your time. Everybody's running. Everybody runs. They were doing a hydration break earlier, not brought to you by anybody. But, Dave, through 2.5 days at camp, what's been your biggest takeaway for this Buckeye team?
You know, a couple different things. I think at the top of the list is Isaiah West really making a run, a legitimate run for RB1. And you could say right now he's the leader. And I had heard all offseason that Isaiah West was having a really good offseason and, you know, was just dedicating himself to the weight room. And I thought he was good last year as a freshman. But I was like, well, Bo, got almost 1,100 yards last year, 6.1 yards per carry. I'm like, I kind of need to see it first. It is absolutely a legit competition for RB1, and that's not a knock at Bo. I think Bo looks good too, but Isaiah just looks like he's chiseled out of granite. He looks quicker. He runs violently. They're not tackling yet, but even during thud, he just runs violently. So that's definitely one. The other one is the offensive line. The first day, they had Ian Moore running with, the first team. It's the first day of practice, so take that with a grain of salt. At left tackle, and they had Austin Sareveld at right guard. Yesterday and today, Sareveld's back at left tackle. They're moving guys around. They had Padilla at right guard yesterday and today. So that's another one. Obviously, the legend-based situation. I think we're going to look back on that as a blip. We've all covered this team long enough to know if you do something really bad, you're not missing 2 practices. You're missing at least 2 weeks, probably longer than that. So those are the 3 main things. I'm probably leaving some stuff out. Oh, and Devin McEwen for sure. Devin McEwen was the star of the practice yesterday. I thought he looked really good in the spring, guys. And, they were talking him up at Big Ten Media Days last week. But to see what he did yesterday to really steal the show, I think he's definitely going to be a starter. I think Brandon Ennis will be too. And Jeremiah said last week at Big Ten Media Days, this is the deepest wide receiver room that they've had since he's been here. And that was a little bit of a surprise, but then you see it out there. You can see why he's saying that with guys like Chris Henry Jr. might be coming off the bench for this team.
So, Dave, you mentioned Bo Jackson and Isaiah West both had injuries they're coming back from. Isaiah, and I heard Ryan Day say this about the fact he looks incredible and's had a fantastic offseason. He looks like just like he's ready to take that next step. Would you be surprised if Isaiah West is the leading rusher this year on this team?
No, and if you asked me that a week ago, I would have said yes. Despite everything, all the good things I was hearing, despite what I saw out of Isaiah West last year, he played a decent amount in that Michigan game. Bo played, played really well against Michigan. Really got them out of not really a hole. They were only down 3-0, but Bo kind of gave that momentum back to Ohio State in the Michigan game, played really well. But Isaiah West helped seal the deal. So it's interesting, Tito. Yeah, if you would have asked me a week ago, I said, yeah. Now, no, I will not be surprised based on what I've seen from Isaiah, based on the fact that it looks like if you had to make a depth chart right now and they split fields up, it's almost like they're going with, first team, second team on one side. He's with the quote-unquote first team, with all caveats. This is the 3rd day of camp, and they're moving guys around. They don't even have full pads on yet. They're not hitting. But no, I would not be surprised if he ends up leading this team in rushing.
Dave Biddle joining us real quick. Day 3 of Ohio State's football camp. We're out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Stop by and say hi if you're coming out this currently morning into the afternoon. I did a bad radio job there because I teased the legend-based up. We only kind of touched on it. He is back out at practice today wearing number 2. So that's not lost on me, right, where he has that single-digit number, because at Ohio State you wear single digits. You are a guy they will rely on this season. And for him missing Thursday and Friday, a violation of team rules, I know Ryan Day had addressed it and said that he did expect him back on the field soon. Turns out soon is today. But missing the first 2 practices like this, I didn't think it wasn't nothing, Dave.
Definitely not nothing. And even, let's say, obviously it wasn't a huge deal or he wouldn't be back already. Sure. But still, now, he's in the proverbial doghouse for whatever he did. And, now they got a pretty, deep running back room, because we talked about Bo Jackson and Isaiah West. They'll be 1A and 1B in whatever order. I think Jacoby Jackson, the kid that transferred in from Florida, 7th-year senior. They got 2 7th-year seniors on this team. That's something we won't see anymore. Hunter Welsing, the tight end they got from Northwestern, 7th-year senior. Jacoby Jackson from Florida, 7th-year senior. He looks good for a presumptive 3rd-string tailback. So that just knocks Legend Bay back even more. I still think, if I had to bet, he's going to have a small part, like a impactful part of this offense. Again, not a huge role, but I do think when the dust settles, he's going to have a relatively solid impact on this team, because he just brings a different element with his explosiveness. But yeah, it's not nothing. That's the perfect way to say it, Reese. Yeah. Is it a huge deal? No. Is it a blip on the radar? Maybe we'll look back on it like that. But right now,
as a freshman,
I'm sure Ryan Day doesn't think it's a.
It's so special to be out here having this kind of an experience. Is really one of your first training camp practices. You get to have this on a Thursday and a Friday, the environment that this provides, and to miss that, I think, is such a missed opportunity for a freshman. for all of these guys, really, but especially for a young guy with a lot of promise.
Yeah, and a guy who's they probably thought was beginning, even if he was in good standing, was starting out maybe 4th in the pecking order.
Sure.
And that doesn't hurt. I mean, now what if Turbo Rogers is ahead of him? I don't think Favorite Key is going to get ahead of him. I still think he's going to be the number 4 guy, meaning Legend Bay.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a good way to start out your career here. I know he enrolled in spring, but again, to your point, I was very interested, Reese, if he was going to be wearing the number 2 today.
Yeah.
To give that to a true freshman, to give a single digit to a true freshman, always speaks volumes to me. They reserve that for the very few dudes.
Kenyatta's got the other one.
Yeah, right. And think about the number 2s over the year. I mean, that's been like one of the best numbers for Ohio State. For them to give him number 2 spoke volumes. And I was wondering today if he'd come out here with like a 46.
Sure. What did he have
or
in
a
the
race
spring
small?
game?
Yeah, yeah, or a race small. Remember when Tresta that to race small?
Right.
Small was wearing the number 4, got in trouble, and then Tresta's like, "Yep, back to 82 you go." So I fully expected coming off a 2-day suspension for his number to be changed. So that's a good sign that he's wearing the number 2. So we'll see. This kid, I mean, they gushed about him in spring, even though he was banged up at the time. Carlos Laughlin is not a BSer, as we know. He was talking up Legend Bay big time. So again, I still think he's going to make a positive impact this year, but no sugarcoating, not a good way to start his Ohio State career.
Dave Biddle here joining us on Fan Sports Saturday Bids. Not putting pressure on you, but you tell the Ohio State fans out there en masse that there's no reason to worry about special teams this year.
I do believe that. Now, I want to see it first, and I don't want Ohio State to have the attitude of on kickoff. Well, kickoffs are a little different now because you can do fair catches. They've almost taken kickoffs out of college football. Punts. The idea that, we just need to get the ball because our offense is just a juggernaut. No. This is Ohio State. You should be trying to be elite at punt returning, right? You don't need to just try to, we're going to average 3 yards per punt return. So I do need to see that first. I hope they're more aggressive with trying to have explosive plays in the return game. I have no doubt the kicking situation is going to be better. Jaden Fielding actually had a decent percentage when you look at the numbers. People point that out. It's like, yeah, but how was he in clutch situations? Really, really bad. Connor Hawkins, small sample size gentleman.
Lou Groza Award watch list.
That's exactly right.
There we go.
36 other kickers.
Small sample size was really just 1 year at Baylor because he redshirted the first year. Again, that's something else that's going away. It's going to be weird not having true freshmen and redshirt freshmen in our lexicons anymore, or fifth-year senior. There's going to be fifth-year guys. But he was really clutch at Baylor last year, really clutch. So, and he's looking good out here today. So I think they definitely have an upgrade at kicker. It's reasonable to assume that Joe McGuire is going to be better now as a third-year starter at punter than he was his first 2 years. And he does look like he's added a little bit of length. He's been, pretty average, but at least consistent his first 2 years as the punter. So I think he's going to be a little better this year. They've challenged him to add some hang time and some distance. So, yeah, I'll be surprised if we're not saying that the special teams has improved. I don't know if it's going to be like one of the top special teams units in the country, but I do think the special teams will be improved this year.
And so with, a defense that loses the kind of production that it did, guys, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, you can't replace that. But bringing in guys from the transfer portal that have played a ton of college football, I've heard the name Christian Allegro over the last couple of days has been a guy who's come in not only as an impactful player, but as an impactful leader. How do you see Matt Patricia kind of working I don't know, is platooning the right word with the linebackers and with the secondary at this point, or how will they work that in to try to replicate what they had last year?
Yeah, they'll be rolling guys through, rotating guys. I really think, Peyton Pierce and Allegro are probably going to be, when they're in 2 linebacker sets, they'll probably be the starters. But I think it's going to be hard to keep Riley Pettijohn and TJ Alford off the field. So I think all 4 of those linebackers are going to play in a rotational basis. They might mix in more 3 linebacker sets than they did last year. They did some. They're not going to take Sonny and Arvell off the field. Why would you? 2 top 7 picks. But
right.
Peyton Pierce was out there sometimes in 3 linebacker sets last year. They might mix in a little bit more of that this year. And I think they're going to be rolling guys through big time in the secondary. Like Earl Little Jr., I thought he was going to be the nickel. We talked to him yesterday. And he's going to maybe still play some nickel. Right now he's playing deep safety. He can play everywhere. Jermaine Matthews is bumping inside to nickel. Dominic Kelly's been one of the surprises of camp. Or not surprises because he looked really good in spring.
Yeah.
One of the stories of camp, I should have mentioned that earlier. He's going to play a lot, even if he might start Dom Kelly, the young man they, in my opinion, stole from Georgia. He was a freshman at Georgia last year. I thought he was going to be like a depth piece. No, he looks really good. So they're going to be rolling those guys, Leroy Roker and Terry Moore at safety, all those guys. Only certain guys have jobs that are like Devin Sanchez. There's no doubt. Devin Sanchez is definitely a starter. The other guys are kind of all rotating through. Oh, well, Jalen McClain as well at safety.
Offensively, Bids, what do you expect different with Arthur Smith now there?
I expect a lot of. I was told this last week at Big Ten Media Day to expect more of them going. This is just one of many things. They're going to be going under center more than they did last year, and they're going to be looking to do some play action, a lot more play action passes from going under center. And we saw that a lot yesterday. I'm seeing it a little bit today as well. That's just one of the many wrinkles. The guys really talk him up. I mean, you talk to Jeremiah Smith and Julian Sand, they're all like, our offense is going to be a lot more explosive this year. They're obviously focusing on more explosives. The wide receivers are focusing on yards after catch. They were actually one of the worst teams in the nation at YAC last year. So those are few of the things. I think, and I know this, he's a polarizing figure. I think we're going to look back on Arthur Smith as a home run hire, but time will tell, my friends.
Catch him on the money tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. You and Scotty Vegas. The football season's 28 days away, Dave. Thanks so much for giving us some of your time.
Football season's now. Don't say 20 days. Football season. We have the Hall of Fame game. It's now.
Thank you for having me.
Tim May in 2 minutes. It's Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank #1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Whether it's water heater trouble, clogged or leaky pipes, or sub pump worries, Logan Services has you covered. With service calls for just $79. We're fast, friendly, and here to help you with your plumbing projects. Logan Services.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis wake you up every weekday morning from 6 to 9, and I think I can sum up the show in 3 words. Football, food, and fun. Ain't that right, T-Bone?
And I get more volume per suck.
And there's only one thing that makes Tyvis happier than a free hair transplant.
All it took was legalizing the money you had to give to the players. And we are watching the demise of the SEC.
T-Bone and Tyvis, weekday morning starting at 6. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Day 3 of training camp for the Ohio State Buckeyes. They let Rieser and Tito into the building somehow, a man who does not need credentials because he just shows his face, and they go, "Welcome, Mr. May." Tim May, the Tim May Show.
I don't know.
The guy on Fan Stream Sports. What happened to you?
The guy at the parking lot didn't let
didn't.
me in.
No, he didn't.
There's no way I believe
I had to talk my way in, but I'm here.
Which
That's
is
the main
probably
thing.
not a problem if you had to do that. But
Fellas, I saw something amazing a while ago. I mean, I'm down there. You know, you can watch. You can't take photos at this moment, but a couple 3 periods ago, first Chris Henry Jr. makes a hell of a catch in the back of the end zone, and the crowd went crazy. And then the last play was Julian saying to Jeremiah Smith in the right corner, and he reaches, it looked like his hands were 13 feet in the air going up to get the ball, and the crowd went crazy again. So the folks who paid $50 in that area got their money's worth.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yesterday and today, if you are putting down $50 to come out here, it's everything you could have hoped for. Even yesterday with, the inclement weather, fans got to go inside. And 5, 10, they had to get back coaches for the fans while they were watching this out here at practice. Tim, I'm curious to see or hear your thoughts over the last 3 days, what you've seen from Julian Saint. Obviously, he's got the guys that he's throwing to are some of the unicorns in the sport, but from just being a conductor of an Ohio State offense that, it's Ryan Day's, but Arthur Smith in his first season here in Columbus, how's he been able to handle all of that, do you think?
Pretty well, but I want to make one other inclusion.
Sure.
We finally got to see Legend Bay today.
Yep.
That's my goodness. the feet on that young man. It's unbelievable how quick he is, how fast he is, how much balance he's got. Now, they're not playing football yet. They're still not tackling or taking him to the ground, but wow. So you put that maybe mid-season, heck, who knows, when they go to Texas. He is from Texas. When they go to Texas, you put that in the backfield or slide it out or out wide. He's doing all that. He's taking running back drills as well as a wide receiver, and you put that in Julian Sayen's arsenal, and you just protect him for 3 seconds, you got something going on because he's clearly taking steps. Number one, physically he's stronger. Anybody can see that. But he's always been a real student of the game. I don't think he got enough credit for that last year and stuff of his preparation thing because he didn't go around talking about it. He just did it. But with Arthur Smith, I think it looks to me like what's that line John Cooper used to have? He scratches where Julian Sayen itches, meaning they're seeing things in the same way. And I think Julian's very excited about this offense because it is definitely going to be more of a pro-style kind of offense. It looks like you're going to see still a lot of tight end work in it, whether it's one tight end or maybe three sometimes. Right on down the line, you're going to see the quarterback under center maybe a little bit more even than you have in the recent years. But I think Julian's taken to it. I mean, and man, is he throwing the football extremely well.
Legend Bay, the comparison I've heard all along has been Braxton Miller and what he can do when he kind of splits out, goes into the slot. Is there any other comparison other than Braxton Miller you can make for Legend Bay?
Well, Braxton was a transplanted quarterback.
Yep.
So I'm not sure he ever got really comfortable doing what he was doing. Yeah, there's the great play against Virginia Tech and maybe a couple more that we all remember. But this guy does that every other play. I mean, he caught a pass on the sideline a while ago, ducked down and ran around like one little game you might play in the backyard, just ducked down and then took off. But his feet are so quick. It's kind of crazy. Even when I know they're not really tackling right now and stuff, but even when he was hitting up inside tackle a couple of times a while ago, you could just see he has vision and he has quicks and he's tough. He's built just right to be that kind of dude, that little playmaker kind of dude. You know, he's just like Devin McEwen. Everybody was gushing about him yesterday, with rightfully so. The kid from UT San Antonio transfer, but man, they can definitely put some quicks on the field now.
I noticed
that's stuff they didn't really have the last couple of years.
No, I mean, I heard that this is the deepest wide receiver room that they've had in a long time. I mean, some people were even saying that since they've been here, they haven't had a room that deep.
Yeah, the thing about this is it's not proven yet.
Right.
But oh my goodness, if you watch Chris Henry Jr. do some things, you go, what's he got to prove? You know, I mean, so and you got Brandon Ennis back, and Brock Boyd's kind of had a little bit of a quiet start, I think, to preseason camp. But I mean, like I said, they're not playing football yet.
Right, Boyd was kind of the darling of the spring, Tim. What do you see his role being when they get to September 5th hosting Ball State?
I have no idea because they've got to you got to work your way from deserving the time and stuff, and then. But I mean, I think they see him as definitely a guy who's fearless to go over the middle. He has some quicks on the outside also. He runs really good routes for a guy who's a freshman, and I think that all those things kind of stand out. But how they're going to actually parcel out reps for these guys in games, that remains to be seen. Obviously, you don't want to waste. This is not knocking Ball State, or as I told Matt Fishman last night, let's have a Ball State. That's their nickname. You don't want to shortchange them. But the flip side of it is you don't want to waste anybody on Ball State, meaning scheme or anything else. And but I would think we might see Brock Boyd play a pretty good bit in that game. But you know what? I think we're going to see Legend Bay play a pretty good bit.
He is Tim May, host of the Tim May Show.
There's only one football.
Thank you.
Except in warm-ups.
He is Tim May, host of the Tim May Show on Fantasy Sports. You've been doing Ohio State football since, 84 officially? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, so 84 to now.
Do I win a prize?
You might win a prize.
Medals in the mail.
Yes, from that point on. I want you to tell me, in order, off the top of your head.
No, I'm not going to.
No, you're going to do it. No, don't. The top 5 receivers.
I just had that conversation with a guy on the sideline, one of the fans over there a while ago.
That's what we're here for the people.
Everything's
top
an
5.
era. Everything's era.
Okay.
Right? But I want to tell you something. I've never seen, here's the point. I've never seen a guy like Jeremiah Smith.
So he's one.
And then in walks Chris Henry Jr.
A clone.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like I said, if they were doing a movie about Jeremiah Smith, Chris Henry Jr. could be a stuntman.
All right.
I mean, Chris Carter was a freak in his day, okay? So how do you rank those? Joey Galloway, one of the most forgotten guys in the receiver corps when you start naming names. Terry Glenn. Terry Glenn in that one season, the first 8 or 9 games before he got hurt at Minnesota, was as good as there's ever been. And he's different. He's different from these guys. So it's hard to rank them.
Boston.
I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., we all know what he's all about. I don't think it's fair to rank them because they're all different. They're all based on eras they played in, and they all brought something different to the game. But as I was just talking to the fellow over there a while ago, if Jeremiah Smith, when he was 5 years old, decided he wanted to play soccer instead of football, we'd be talking about him like you're talking about Erling Haaland now, maybe more so, because he is just, in his own way, just a freak. I mean, he's big, he's fast, he has moves, he can catch the ball with one hand, maybe with 3 fingers, who knows?
Right.
So how do you top that? But, there are other guys that have been very, very good.
An incredible job.
I mean, the 3 amigos.
This staff in acquiring all of that talent.
Yeah.
All the different ways that they've had to go about getting that in this wide receiver room is a pretty incredible thing. Tim, we are much better for having you on with us this morning. Tim May Show with Clay Hall. FanStream Sports is where you're going to want to pick that up.
Show might be struggling, I think.
Coming back, we'll have more camp conversation at Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County fire station or buy online. For more information, visit 10tv.com/beattheheat or lifecarelines.org.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for the summer sunset sale at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Tucson SE for $149 per month for 36 months. $149 a month. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $49.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year, ends 8/31.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Saving money on everything for your next project. Now at Menards. Menards has a huge selection of bagged concrete and mortar mixes. Whether you're pouring a walkway, concrete slab, or setting a post, we have the right product at the best price to complete your project. Shop our entire selection of concrete mixes and supplies in store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost loan. With mortgage rates near their highest levels in almost 25 years, paying upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 at closing makes little sense, and Miller Lending wants to help. Now in our 40th year, our popular no closing cost program lets you simply close on today's rates, free of all mortgage-related costs, and refinance as rates fall. So why not pick up the phone for your no-cost quote today? 877-9-NO-COST. That's 877-9-NO-COST. Or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
How do you know you got a great deal? You came to Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 26 Trax, only $129 a month. Lease a new 26 Silverado, $369 a month. Or get 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coughlin has the car for you.
36-month lease, $44.98 due at signing, includes $398 fee plus tax, title, and registration. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. 0% for 60 months equals $16.67 for 1,000 finance with approved credit through GM Financial. See dealer for details. Stands 831.26.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. You know High Bank Distillery Co. for its award-winning spirits, but let's talk about the food. 3 incredible restaurants across Central Ohio. Happy hour with handcrafted cocktails. Brunch worth planning your weekend around. Dinner made from seasonal ingredients. And now even more gluten-free menu items, so there's truly something for everyone. Making it a family night, Mondays feature $5 kids meals all day long. Great food, award-winning drinks, and a vibe that keeps people coming back. Find your location and menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Rothman and Ice.
I can get things done. Go to the store, clean the house, whatever you got to do.
Play golf.
Does that count as getting things done? No.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yeah, and if you're not subscribed, whether it be to the podcast, whether it be YouTube, check our stuff out on Twitter, on Instagram, you are missing comprehensive Ohio State camp coverage you cannot find anywhere else. Their digital team, Alexi, Tyler Oliver, and Isaiah have been running around for the last 3 days getting everything. Whether it's a coach signing autographs, whether it's plays being made on the field, whether it's guys warming up, or Anthony Schlegel making announcements and shouting out the sponsors here. We've got it all for you. At 971 The Fan, at WBNS Radio, on YouTube. There's so much that we've got into Monday and Tuesday of next week stuff coming out from camp this week. And I know you guys over at Morning Juice, weekdays on YouTube 6 to 8, had more stuff in 2 days than you probably get in a month.
Yeah, show's
Ohio
over.
State
For Monday, Tuesday next week, yeah, they're already done. We're not going to record anything live. It'll always be repeat stuff and sound bites and stuff like that. It's the easiest 2 shows of the year coming up.
I've said this, and I didn't make this up, but we're here to give the people Big Macs, right? You come to McDonald's, you get a Big Mac. We're not giving you a hot dog. There's no pizza.
Right.
People want Ohio State football. It's football season, 28 days out from Ohio State and Ball State. So this is what we do. This is what we give. And if you're not subscribed, you're not checking us out on our digital platforms, you are missing out. Yesterday on Bishop and Friends, we were joined by one of Ohio State's 51 new faces, and James Smith, defensive tackle from Alabama. Him and Quay Russo come up from the Crimson Tide. It's really been a Bama to Ohio State pipeline that's really benefited the Buckeyes and really hurt what the Crimson Tide have wanted to do. And that's just, one of those seismic things that happens in the sport when Nick Saban decides this is no longer for him, then Ohio State reaps that benefit. And talking with James Smith, who when probably his name gets called early in the NFL draft next season, when he has a 10, 11-year career, he's more than welcome to come and grab a headset and do this. Because
he's solid, yes.
So good, the stuff we had from him yesterday.
Same thing we saw with Lathan Ransom. Same thing last year.
Right.
Lathan Ransom same way, or 2 years ago. But there's 2 Titos, by the way. There's a Tito that's a Buckeye fan and a Tito on the fan. Tito Buckeye fan will tell you, I think it's great that Alabama now is a feeder program for Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, we'll take Caleb. We'll take Julian. Whatever. We'll take these guys. Go. When they get done playing there, want to play big-time football, go up to Ohio State.
And so, we had talked with Legend Bay about having number 2, and the single digits mean so much here at Ohio State. With James Smith, he's got the number 3. A defensive tackle with the number 3. There's a lot of expectations there, and he certainly understands that. And from the interview that we had with James yesterday on Bishop and Friends, he talked about one of the players in Caleb Downs that really recruited him from Tuscaloosa to Columbus.
Mr. Downs himself.
Yeah.
on the phone. You know how, like, somebody telling you, but I'm knowing him. I know him as, like, I'm with him every day. I was with him every day. So it's like, I knew he wouldn't lead me wrong. Like, I'm knowing, like, you know how somebody tell you something, you can go off their word?
Yep.
It's almost like, I'm not telling you to come up here, James, but if you do, this would be a nice move. So I'm like, okay, Caleb, okay. Because he don't really want me to make the decision because of him. Yeah. But he's like, you know, so I was like, okay.
Mr. Downs, how we started that. How about that? But James from Montgomery, Alabama, but his family has Ohio ties from Cleveland. And so he had recalled before we got on the air with him how in 2014 Ohio State beats Alabama, his dad's popping bottles.
Yep.
For the Buckeyes beating the Crimson Tide, a team that he would play for, his son would play for collegiately. James also had a story that when he was at a Bama game or playing for the Crimson Tide, his dad had other gear on.
Buckeyes, through and through. Buckeyes hat at the Bama game.
Buckeyes hat at the Bama game.
He had a Buckeyes hat at the Bama game.
How'd that go over?
Ain't nobody really gonna say nothing because, like,
I guess.
Yeah, I'm out there, so it's like, okay, that is James' dad, but he's tripping right now.
Buckeye fans are everywhere.
They are.
It's incredible.
It is insane, and we're spoiled. Because, like, you go in the airport, OH, you'll get an IO. You're going to get it. Everywhere you go, any part of the world, you'll get that.
So what Ross was saying to us yesterday, we had Ohio State's athletic director. I said it Thursday or Friday, one of those 2 days. He had said that, you know, with every stop that he makes all over the country, with everybody that he talks to, Buckeye fans. They're, you know, you might not have gone to this university, but if you are from this area, if you are from Central Ohio, you grew up a fan of Ohio State. And so that's what allows this university, this athletic department, this football program to do what nobody else can.
It is. It's impressive. Ross said, like, one of the things I asked him was, in the 3 years you've been here now, what surprised you the most? He talked about how there's a small town feel in this big city, and everywhere you go, it's like, if you don't know that person, you know someone who that person knows. It's like that first degree of separation with the Kevin Bacon game where, like, he's like, yeah, you know it. And so, and that's what he's appreciated and loved about this is that no matter where he goes, what small town or whatever, throughout the state of Ohio, he knows somebody that person knows, and that's what he loves about it.
And there's always that embrace. There's the embrace of the program. There's the embrace of the coaches. There's the embrace of the players. I mean, not since Woody Hayes has there been a dip, a real dip for Ohio State football, even before Woody Hayes. I mean, there's been nothing 5 years. There's nothing like what's happened at Alabama, what happened at Alabama before Nick Saban. Like, it just has not happened here. And I'd forgot to ask Tim May about this because he spoke with one of Ohio State's newest interns, Jonathan Hankins, who's been out here working with Larry Johnson in the Ohio State defensive line this week. And, you know, how it all ties together with James Smith. You have a guy in Jonathan Hankins who studied Ohio State, had a career in the NFL, now is back here imparting his wisdom to all of these guys, but also just embracing the program that he loves.
Reese, USC, Ted Tollner, and Oklahoma, Gary Gibbs, Alabama, Mike Shula, Notre Dame, Jerry Faust, and you go through all these different schools, Nebraska, different schools that had dips because they made bad coaching hires. Since 1951, when Ohio State hired Woody Hayes, I hate saying worst, but the lowest, the least successful coaching hire has probably been John Cooper. And if that's your floor since 1951, that's pretty damn good. Other schools have not recovered yet. It took years for Oklahoma to recover after Gary Gibbs, which was after Barry Switzer. It took years for Notre Dame. You know, Charlie Weiss and those guys. It took years for these schools. Texas, some of the hires they made, they've all had these setbacks. Some have not got back. Nebraska's not back. UCLA's not back. USC is not totally back. All these different schools have had these dips because of bad coaching hires in football. Ohio State has not had that.
And so entering his 8th season full-time as Ohio State's head coach, 82-12, 55-5 is the mark for Ryan Day. And I was just thinking about it earlier this week, you know, with new university president Dr. Bellamconda, Ross Bjork, new athletic director, even the great Jerry Emig, retired last year. Ryan might be one of the more tenured public-facing employees of this university.
And
Kevin
you know
McGuff may be right up there with him in terms of how long they've been here, but how high they've kept that program, respectively.
Is there someone you'd rather have represent Ohio State than Ryan Day? If he's face of the university, face of the athletic department, I can't think of a single better person because of his moral standards and the fact that how well Ohio State's done a good job of keeping we don't have people, and he mentioned, I know, but in jest, but jest-ish. But we don't have guys who out there running 120 on the freeway. We don't have
Certainly
other
not.
legal issues going on. And Ohio State has done a fantastic job and under Ryan Day with this culture of being above board, and I love that.
And we've talked a lot about Indiana, obviously the defending national champions, and I always maintain this, that Indiana got really lucky. But they made their own luck in hiring Curt Cignetti, and Curt Cignetti got really lucky, but he made his own luck in the people that he's brought over from the transfer portal. Right now, this will be their third year of a portal quarterback. Does that luck run out for them? And I wouldn't think that to be the case. For Ryan Day, they've had a lot of luck here in Columbus, but they've made a lot of their luck, and Ryan Day certainly by making the hires that he has, because you've gone from offensive coordinator, you had Bill O'Brien for the hottest cup of coffee, but then that goes into Chip Kelly.
Right.
And then from Chip Kelly, you had Brian Hartline, I think, make a stride to the place he wanted to go in football, right? He wanted to be a head coach. He wanted to take his offensive coordinator game up a step, and I think that was the right choice to have. I don't know the timing of it all. Obviously, him leaving USF, you can't put that on him because the job is open. Sure. He wants to be a head coach. You've got to go take the head coaching job. But now to bring in Arthur Smith, who's got NFL bona fides. You also have the hire of Matt Patricia, NFL bona fides. And so with what we saw last season with Ryan Day and Matt Patricia and their relationship, it was very peer-to-peer. And so with Arthur and Ryan, I want to think that's exactly the same case. And I'm very interested to see how it pans out for Arthur, who wants to put big bodies up front and bully other teams. Running the football helps you set up the pass. We will discuss Ohio State's offensive line and have more camp conversations live from day 3 at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center coming up next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
When your furnace or air conditioner stops working, you can always rely on Atlas Butler to get it up and running the same day. So why not depend on Atlas Butler for all your plumbing needs? One call does it all.
Call 1-800-FURNACE.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Enjoy a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee. Most stores open 5 a.m. or earlier. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Feels like every football season starts the same. June becomes August in the blink of an eye. Eric Rieser here. The older I get, the more I need to stay physically and mentally ready for the grind. The team over at Hydrate Me Med Spa has been my go-to over the last 2 seasons. Their IV treatments provide vitamins, antioxidants, and natural energy enhancements. 4 locations, Grandview, Powell, New Albany, and Granville. Most treatments take less than 30 minutes, and if you're like me and not a fan of needles, their medically trained nursing staff makes the experience a breeze. Look your best, feel your best, book your drip at hydratememedspa.com.
Attention, Columbus. The new player is officially in the game. Vermeer Heartland is now open at our brand new Columbus location. And that means easier access to the Vermeer equipment you trust, plus genuine Vermeer parts, expert service, and a local team ready to help keep your equipment in the game and your projects moving. We're proud to be a part of the Columbus community and ready to serve you. Vermeer Heartland is now open. Get location information at vermeerhl.com. That's vermeerhl.com. Game on.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights. Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes. A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes. You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Putterball with your sports update. It's day 3 of camp for the top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Fan Sports Saturday will be broadcasting live from Camp Hill 1. It's just 4 weeks till football season. The Washington Nationals beat the Reds last night 5-3 on the back of home runs from Dalen Lyle and Harry Ford. They get back at it tonight. First pitch is at 6:45 with Chase Burns taking on the Nationals' Andrew Alvarez. Catchy action right here on the Fan. Angel Martinez had a night for the Cleveland Guardians. He hit a grand slam and drove in a career-high 6 runs to help Cleveland blast the White Sox 8-2. The win moves them back within 2 games of the AL Central. Game 2 of that series comes your way at 7:15. The Guardians' Gavin Williams battles the White Sox' Anthony Kay. And the PGA Tour, the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina. Bo Hostler heads into the weekend with the lead at 12 under. Jordan Smith and Ben Jameson just a stroke back. The leaders tee off round 3 around 2 o'clock. Breaking sports news and events in the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. It's the all-standing show this morning into the afternoon. Eric Rieser, Jeff Thidoff, day 3 of Ohio State's training camp live at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. They probably 35, 40 minutes left to go into practice, and then we are expected to talk with head coach Ryan Day after he finalizes everything. Tito, I'm really interested from his standpoint of being the CEO of the program and having to deal with everything from name, image, and likeness, recruitment, the Senate bill that did not get voted on this morning. So Protect College Sports will be, they're going to table that for the next 5 weeks until the Senate resumes their fall session in September. He's got to manage all of that as the head coach of the CEO of this program. But coming out here and being able to do this, how he can just, if he can, have blinders on and just focus on the footballness of it all.
That's the part interesting, Reese. I asked Bobby yesterday.
Yeah.
And by the way, Bobby, as Bobby does, was incredulous that I asked the question I did. I asked him, like, what the typical practice day looks like for them. Like, what time they get here and what time the players typically leave. Do you want to guess what those times were?
So
I want to see if you're as big of an idiot as I was.
I am.
Okay.
Get in. Practice started at 9 officially. I saw guys warming up at 7:30. You get in at 6 a.m. You're leaving 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay. I kind of thought the same thing. And Bobby's like, Tito, what you really? He said the guys are getting here 5, 6 a.m. and not leaving until 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Okay, yeah.
Which surprised me.
That surprises me, too.
I thought, like, I'm thinking like a 12-hour day. It's a pretty good day.
Yeah.
You know, but like he said, yeah, they're here. They do after they get done practicing. There's meals. There's different body maintenance stuff. There's meetings. There's walkthroughs. There's meetings. All these different things. But he said, yeah, typically it's like closer to 9 o'clock at night when they get out of here, which surprised me, but also doesn't surprise me.
No, when you walk it through like that, I mean, it's something that we don't really we don't truly understand because we're not in it every single day. And when we talk to these guys, they discuss the grind, but it's more of the focus on what they want the work to look like on the field. Right. And they actually have an opponent across the field from them. And I do like asking the players when we get them. And Carson Hinzman is expected to join the program sometime in the next we're on till 1 o'clock, so sometime in the next 2 hours if we can get him.
He can sit.
To ask, well, this is the all-standing show, so it's weird. So, not necessarily weird, but we had Kenyatta Jackson on, and I was standing next to him, and it's funny to me to see on YouTube just the size difference because I'm 5.5 feet tall, very vertically challenged. Kenyatta Jackson, massive human. Carson Hinzman, also massive human.
Hey, Matt Patricia, not small either.
No,
Matty P. When he gave you a hug, you look like his son.
He could adopt me.
He could adopt you.
I'd be okay with that. Are you going to give Ryan Day a hug?
Yeah, I really want to.
Depending on how practice ends up,
I've heard.
Right? It could be a thing.
I know. I probably have to get permission from Fish to give him a hug. We gotta like. I don't think it could be
ask forgiveness.
No, I know
it's always worked well for you in the past.
I don't think it could be I don't think it could be like an unapproved hug.
So interested to get his thoughts on just how he balances everything on a day like this, because as the face of the program, everybody's going to want your autograph, everybody's going to want some of your time, and we're thrilled whenever he can give us a little bit of it. And for Ohio State, it's constantly trying to find the new money, new ways to innovate, new ways to partner, new ways to recruit, new ways to develop, new ways to win.
I fixed it for Bjork yesterday.
What'd you give him?
I told him all he has to do.
What top men idea did you throw at him?
That's what I said to him.
Okay.
All you have to do is spend more money without asking people for more money. Fix everything without changing anything.
Sure.
And everything will be okay. That's all you have to do. Is you have to, because you know,
put it that way.
All the complaints were, game day, the game day experience, it needs to be fixed. And he says, okay, we're going to change these things. Like, whoa, tradition. Let's back off of this stuff. So you need to change it without changing it.
A delicate line to walk.
Yes. So I said, I told him, I said, look, in the old standings of college football, you would see WLT, win, loss, tie. I said, Ross, your job, LLT. Best you can do is tie. You are not going to win.
That's why Ross refused to come on with us.
That's what it was. That was the reason, because I told him
your inane line of questioning.
You can't win, and all you have to do is fix it that way.
And there is some truth in that statement, because you talk about training camp like this with unprecedented access and giving fans the ability to get autographs from all their favorite players and their coaches, and how that will generate revenue with partnerships. You've got a partnership for a jersey, a sponsorship patch there. It works out that it's a white circular logo on an Ohio State uniform. And Ohio State will never have to fight for attention. No. But I think, and I don't. You probably did ask this question within the inane line of things you threw at him.
Yes.
But what Akron was doing, I don't know if you heard that this week, where their opening game or their first home game of the season is September 12th. Akron's going to host Robert Morris. And so what their athletic department has done is offered those who purchase season tickets the chance to be drawn out of a hat, and the winner will get to call the first drive offensively under head coach Joe Moorhead. And he's embraced it. Joe Moorhead has. Their athletic directors embraced it. And it does sound like, because for the first time in history, Akron sold out of all of their suites. From a season ticket standpoint, to be able to do this. And it's something that would never be considered at Ohio State. Probably annoy the coach if we ask him about it.
Sure.
But I don't know if he's in a position, Ryan, Ross, or even Joe Moorhead at Akron, where you can have you're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
So the thing with Akron, there's been a lot of the verbiage of it. It's been like you can call the plays, and also then it's like you can be involved in the meetings.
You'll be able to help pick them out.
You'll have an influence on what it is.
Because there's no way they would just say, yeah, here's a plays you call.
So here's the other thing, too. Robert Morris fans, by the way, no disrespect to Bob Morris, that Akron's doing this with you, their first home game, their second game of the season.
It could have been against anybody, but only Bobby Moe and MAC teams are traveling to Akron.
But there are some Robert Morris fans that are buying season tickets to Akron.
I saw that.
To try to get involved in that so they could do it. Like, hey, first play, let's do the fumble-rooski. Or first play, let's punt first down. Things like that. So it'll be see how it plays out. Yeah, it couldn't happen here. There's no way it could happen here.
But I wonder, with the time that Ryan and Ross spend figuring out what more we can do, what more can be done, do they get ideas like that where as soon as it comes out of the person's mouth, they go, absolutely not, go away?
It's incredibly creative what Akron's doing.
Yeah.
But Ohio State's done a lot of creative. This is creative.
Nobody else does this like
this.
Right.
This right here is a really creative thing they've decided to do. The things they do they've got different events now throughout the offseason that are different than they ever did before as far as ways to raise money.
Yep.
And I know that the jersey patch too. There's ways that Ohio State and Ross Bjork and Ryan Day are trying to raise money without it affecting it.
Without affecting the product on the field and the experience for fans. And I know the experience
and the fans' price. The fan, like me. I'm not a $10,000 contributor every year.
Sure,
I know you are, but I'm not. But
yes,
it's like
give all I have.
The season ticket, so it's like that's where I contribute. And like in my thing, I look at it like don't affect the ticket price. It's going to go up every year. You have to expect that.
Yes.
But anything he can do to keep that in line and not ridiculous, I'm in favor of it.
You're always doing the balancing act, and Ryan Day's always, made it a point to mention that about the fans. Similarly with Ross, because without the people and the tradition, you do not have the excellence.
Right.
And so the emphasis on the people, I think, has always been there, but also understanding that they do have to run a business.
Yeah.
This isn't a charity. This is, and the ask always gets bigger. There's always going to be more requested of them, more requested even from these players, more requested of television partners. Yeah. That's why you're going to get an expanded college football playoff.
That's why a big noon kickoff, too.
That's why they've taken this to the federal government.
Yeah.
Because the money's just gotten so much, and with the money comes the control. And because so many different parties are getting so much money, the control's all over the place. And now I still think, Tito, with that Protect College Sports Act, it's the only piece of legislation that's really made it as far as any college athletics bill that's been presented. And so the fact that it won't make it to the Senate floor, they've already gone on recess.
5 weeks thing, yeah.
They'll be back in September for that. The co-sponsors of the bill say it's a priority, but I do think in terms of America and the geopolitical bills that are in front of them might take precedence over that. They're just going to keep pressing the button, federal government. We need the guardrails. We need the government to step in. And with the feds, there's just such a foundational such a lack of understanding in what college athletics is and how different it is regional, like in different parts of the country.
Reese, I just look at it like I have no optimism in any way, shape, or form that there will be something that will solve it.
Yeah.
Like look at the state of Ohio. How many different colleges we have that play football? How many, like Ohio State's got their own thing.
Yes.
Okay? Ohio State is different than Cincinnati, right? Like they're different than OU. They're different than anybody else that plays college football in the state of Ohio. So you can't have a rule that applies to Ohio State that also applies to Oberlin.
They're not the same.
It's not at all.
No.
And so that's where I think they're trying to fix this in the federal government about like, hey, let's make something that's good for everybody. There's no way you can do it, and that's the part that I'm like,
you
I'm
want
not
to put them all
optimistic
together
about
in the
it.
same boat.
You can't do it. And that's what, all along, like from the start, I have said there should be a rule for football teams and then everybody else.
Well, it's almost the talk about how the future is going to look, where you can't govern it the same, and does football have to break off and form its own thing? I mean, I know we had heard at SEC Media Days talk about them just straight up leaving the NCAA.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of that was poopy in the diaper with frustration that they haven't been invited to the national championship game over the last 3 seasons, and certainly when your opening stanza of the Big Ten Media Days is the conference commissioner standing next to the last 3 national championship trophies. That's the biggest message I think you can send to anybody on where the kind of the control and the influence of college football, which is the main college athletics driver in the country,
right,
where that influence is. And now it does feel, when they come back, the Senate does, they want to vote on these things. Well, good luck getting the attention of Ross Bjork. Good luck getting the attention of Ryan Day, because they're going to be locked into what? Football season.
Yeah.
Like, there can be no focus for that sort of thing if you're Ross, because you're fundraising, you're shaking hands, you're kissing babies, you're doing everything you can do on a ground level to make sure you're hugging co-hosts. Well, I don't.
Oh, whatever. Say hugging hosts.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll see. There's still hope that Tito could get a hug sometime this afternoon. We will discuss. We'll have more from Ohio State's camp, day 3 at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, coming up next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services. Here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Kick off your savings when you buy or refinance your home with a Miller Lending no closing cost mortgage. Closing costs aren't mandatory, so don't fumble away your opportunity to save money. 8779-NO-COST. That's 8779-NO-COST. Or apply online at nocostmortgage.com.
Oh, how great it would feel to have your 20-year-old knees, shoulders, hips, and back.
You know, you don't think about your pains when you're in your 20s or 30s, but you wish you could get that body back when you're in your 60s. I think QC did that for me.
For Patrick, it started with a simple phone call to QC Kinetics.
One day I was driving and I just heard the radio and I pulled over and took the number and I called them when I got home.
Maybe that's you, and you're listening right now. Why wait? QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments uses your body's own natural biologics to heal and restore damaged tissue without invasive surgery or harmful drugs. And as for the results,
my knees are as good as they were when I was in my 20s. I'm really happy with what happened.
For Patrick, it's like QC Kinetics turned back the clock. Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Saturday. We made it to the weekend. Looking mostly sunny until around this afternoon. Highs right around the upper 80s, 87 degrees, and a light breeze to get you through the rest of the day. Around this evening, 8, 9 o'clock, we are expecting a round of isolated showers, mainly late, and that will carry you into the overnight hours. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with the 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, it is. Out here at day 3 of Ohio State's training camp at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Thank you so much to everybody for allowing us to grace this place with our presence. Is that fair to say? Eric
Yes,
Rieser,
it
Jeff
is.
Fidoff till 1 o'clock today. And then following us will be some more Buckeye banter, but you will have Buckeye replay. Ohio State and Iowa from Iowa City, 1990. That's Bobby Olive's music. For those who remember the game. No spoilers, so I won't say anything past that.
Okay. Ohio State wins.
Why
no,
would
I'm
you
just
ruin
saying.
that?
Okay, listen. First of all, most annoying fans, Michigan or Notre Dame?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's
I
a
didn't
poll
think
question
you
is
had
what it
that
is.
in you.
I did.
Michigan.
Okay, Michigan's more annoying. I would agree with you. But my cousin Rob, Notre Dame fan, has asked us to try to find the audio from the 1935 or 36 Ohio State Notre Dame games and play those. Because he wants to hear a game where Notre Dame beats Ohio State. So
you'd have to go in the way back.
You would have to go. I think you're right. Michigan's probably more annoying. Notre Dame's close, though. I think they're 1 and 2, right? As Ohio guys,
It is, yes.
we would think 1 and 2. Who's 3? Is Indiana 3 now?
No, I don't see it that way. I have a respect for what Indiana's been able to do,
Penn
and
State.
Indiana fans have had to suffer so much.
Yeah.
Penn State, there's a subset of Penn State fan that drives me nuts, and
there
it's
is.
I think Jay Paterno somehow is still in a leadership role in Happy Valley. And
Okay.
we on Bishop and Friends do our 20 most interesting programs leading up to Ohio State's training camp. And we talk with Rich Scarcella of the Reading Eagle, the Reading Eagle, I should say. And he says that in Jay Paterno's office on the campus of Penn State, it's a picture of Joe Paterno. That annoys me more than anything a Michigan fan could do, than anything a Notre Dame fan could do. Stop clinging to that past.
The Reading Reading thing annoys me more than anything else, because let's stop being pretentious.
Lancaster.
I know, it's reading.
It's different
reading.
in
It's what it is.
Ohio and Pennsylvania, Tito. You should know this.
There is a lot of it is based on who you know that you talk to. That's a fan. Like I mentioned Cousin Rob. Cousin Rob's a Notre Dame fan. He is obnoxious, but he is realistic to a certain extent. But I got another friend who's a Michigan fan who is completely just off the charts crazy. And so when I talk to that Michigan fan, I'm like, God, I hate all Michigan fans. When I talk to Cousin Rob, it's like I can tolerate Notre Dame fans. So I think I hate Michigan fans, but I can tolerate Notre Dame fans, if that makes sense.
That does make sense, surprisingly.
Yes, that's what I do. It makes sense.
With the Buckeyes' schedule this season, so you're not going to see Penn State, but you are going to see, of course, Michigan at the end of the season. Buckeyes still carrying that big noon burden, which is another thing I appreciate about Indiana, because they can help alleviate that, right? They're never going to carry it because you're never going to have the brand. As we're out here at Ohio State's football camp for day 3 of festivities, there's nothing like this. I was thinking earlier in the week what other schools could do it to this magnitude, and I think maybe Texas, maybe Oklahoma. Because in Norman, you're only 45 minutes south of Oklahoma City. Possibly Tennessee, proximity to Knoxville.
Yeah.
But Florida couldn't do this because Gainesville. Trying to,
Yeah.
Auburn, I don't think so. Tuscaloosa, maybe.
Tuscaloosa,
but
maybe, I would think.
it's also an outpost.
Yeah.
But more places that should be doing this. Michigan's one of them, too.
Yeah, there's not many places that can pull off what Ohio State does here, and it's a thing. It is really cool. It is the fact that they can come out here and do this. By the way, what are the odds Adam King carries his own stuff? Because I'm surprised to see him do that. I don't think Adam King would be carrying.
Where
his
have you
own
been
gear.
the last 2 days?
I didn't see it. I thought that he had some. I thought he had a grip. I thought there was somebody who carried things for him, but that's okay.
The problem with you, among the many problems with you are not observational.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying. I just look at it. I think Adam F. King, he probably gets someone to carry his stuff.
Well, we are being set up for Ryan Day sometime in the next hour or so. They're still continuing practice out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, and it's a really cool thing that I don't know how much conversation you have to have with your players, especially some of your leaders, to where after practice is done, after you meet up on Coach Mick, after Ryan Day breaks the team down, everybody's signing autographs.
Yeah.
And they sign them almost until the last person. And it's, again, I don't know how you start to have that conversation of where, hey, our fans are so much part of this, or do you need to have the conversation, or the leaders on your team, the older guys, they've seen, guys like James Laurinaitis can instill that leadership to where they can, you're not saying anything. Team is gathering up on Coach right now, and so that is going to put a wrap on day 3 of things. 28 days out, Ohio State and Ball State. So when Ryan Day joins us, I'm interested to see how things will look for this team over the next month and change, because you always have a sense of urgency, but you don't have the immediacy that you did last season. Because, and I'm not going to preface it anymore, you have Ball State week 1. Last year you had Texas, who you thought was going to be top ranked in the country. And they might have a number 1 next to their name when the Associated Press poll comes out this week. They got votes from the coaches poll, number 1 first place votes.
What's better? Opening with Ball State, opening with Texas?
I would say for the fan, opening Texas. For the coach, for the player, considering the row you have to hoe, the 12 games in the regular season plus a conference championship and an extended college football playoff, I think you'd rather get the Ball State first week and then go into Texas.
I think you're
going to Texas for this.
Yes, regardless of where it's going to be played, though, I think you'd rather have a game under your belt. You know what I mean? You'd rather have, I don't want to say preseason, but
that was the narrative last year with Julian Sane was this would be his first start.
Right, yeah.
How's he going to do with this? He's in a quarterback competition all camp, and I think that's, for me, going to be the biggest difference with Ohio State's quarterback this season is this offseason has been his. He's not had to compete for anything. He's not had to have a lingering competition in the back of his mind because, you talk to Justin Zwick about this, and there's no way you don't think about it every time you're out there with everything that you do.
And you do have 51 new players, though. That's the other part, too. You got that many new players you're incorporating into it. I'd rather have a game to where, and we know there's offensive line questions about like how it's going to all, not that they don't have enough talent, just what's the Rubik's Cube? What's the solution to it? And the fact you got to figure all that out, that I think that's why I love the fact that there's a warm-up game to Texas.
Yeah, and up front you've had, several different combinations. Thursday they were going Ian Moore at left tackle, Austin Sareveld was at right guard. Friday, Austin Sareveld at left tackle, Joshua Padilla right guard. Ian Moore got some reps at right tackle. Philip Daniels will likely get the start there. Carson Hinzman's expected to join us after practice. Again, they are breaking things down over on the field, 300 feet from us that you just somehow sauntered out to.
But I don't know why you're so surprised by that, Rieser. You could do the same thing.
I could
you
not,
could
no.
do. Yes, you could. You've got a fan shirt on. You walk out there. That's all you have to do.
I don't know if you want to be broadcasting that to people who will be making their way and they're still lingering for this.
Just walk. I could walk out there right now in the middle of that team thing.
Looking over at Jen, I'm almost wanting him to do it.
Look, they're leaving now. But if you would give me advance, I would have walked out there.
And the
hand in the middle, 1, 2, 3, hard work. I would have done it.
That's how you break them down.
1, 2, 3, hard work.
I would really hope for better from you, Fiddle.
What do you want? What's better than hard work?
There's everything. I mean,
okay, 1, 2, 3 Buckeyes. 1, 2, 3
team.
Okay, I think hard work's a good one. Well, we can ask
hydrate.
Ryan Day. That's the question Ryan Day wants to ask.
That's how we'll start the list.
1, 2, 3 hard work.
Yeah.
How do you break it down?
Here's what we'll do, because we're live on YouTube, much like Akron did. We will take questions in the YouTube chat that you want us to ask Ryan Day, and we will ask none of them. But you can throw them on the YouTube.
Yes.
And we'll look at them, and we'll read them when he's done, as to not annoy him and not ever want to give the fan any of his time. He doesn't do the schedule. Ross Bjork doesn't do the schedule. But I'm thrilled for this schedule for this Ohio State team.
Yeah.
I thought last year the Buckeyes didn't have the opportunity to put themselves in positions kind of like what Indiana did at Penn State.
Yeah.
Right? Fernando Mendoza, I think it was a fourth quarter interception, but then you're faced with the, okay, quarterback, get us out of this.
Yeah.
And Fernando Mendoza was able to do that. And I don't think Ohio State, after the game against Texas, it was tomato cans. And then you do have the build-up to Michigan. And I wonder, a lot like in 2006, you get that win against Michigan, and it's like, that's it. That's the pinnacle. It can get no better from here. But then you're faced with unblemished, undefeated Indiana, who had been through those dogfight games, and you just hadn't had that. This season, you're going to get plenty of opportunities, I think, to not only be in those games, but to play yourself out of them.
You look at it, there's probably, and when it's all said and done, 7 or 8 games against top 25 teams on their schedule this year. There's like 6 right now, I think.
6 right now scheduled in the coaches' top 25. It'll be interesting to see if that fluctuates, if at all. I think Friday is your Associated Press top 25, Friday around noon. But, yeah.
Indiana got the second most first place votes.
They got 14 first place votes.
Second
Ohio State got 38, yeah.
And they're 6th in the rankings. 6th. Which shows you the range that people are believing in the Hoosiers.
I think there's a lot more of, he just did it last year, and they're bringing back a lot of production, but you have that quarterback question that I think now it feels like Curt Cignetti just wants to have hanging over himself every single season.
Yeah.
The Hoosiers also don't have a good schedule. Like, they have tomato cans, their entire list. But, I wonder for Curt Cignetti and for their athletic director, are they making that a point of cupcake games? I know this week, I think Indiana had nixed a series with Notre Dame, which allowed the Irish to get back in with USC starting in 2030.
And before that with Virginia.
Right. So Indiana's ducking all the smoke.
Smith looks stiff.
Well, very, very, very strong.
Yes.
The lifting with the legs and carrying Jeremiah with that chase
the arm
uniform.
fell off. That's bad for
all right,
for this season.
Day 3 of camp, and it looks like the Jeremiah Smith mannequin has lost his left arm.
Off. That's bad.
It's a tremendous radio. People can't see us, but an incredible sight. I think that the best change for Ohio State this offseason are the gray stripes on that scarlet uniform.
Oh, I love it.
It's just, it looks right. And it's been a long time since we've been able to see that.
Yes, it's a great look, and I don't pay as much attention to it until it's brought up.
You just lament it every time they roll out there, and it's like something from this thing, something is just missing. It's just not right, but that right has been corrected. We've got to continue on our correct course. Coming back in 2 minutes with more camp conversation from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true.
Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a Groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey friends, Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and UFC fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day, all the way from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Save big on auto accessories at Menards. We have what you need to keep your vehicle looking like new. Give your car the care it needs with Max Power Car Wash from Turtle Wax. The more you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes, allowing you to effectively remove dirt, grime, and more. Save big on Turtle Wax products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you a smoker of delicious chicken wings? Then fire up your team for the Sunbury Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Eagles, 3614 in Sunbury. Join us October 3rd for a full day of wings, beer, music, and competition. Spots are limited, so register now at SmokinHotEvents.com. Best of all, you'll help support two incredible causes: Big Walnut Friends Who Share and the Ohio Fallen Heroes Memorial. So bring the smoke and sign up now. SmokinHotEvents.com.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Do buy some Buckeye gear. Listen, all you dudes, I know you got rat hole money. Yes, buy some stuff. Charge it to win it. Don't tell your wife about it. Just say they gave it to me. Okay? And last, but certainly not least, have fun and enjoy the work that these men and these coaches are putting in. Go Bucks, OH!
That was your Assistant Director of Strength and Conditioning, Anthony F. Schlegel, before the Buckeyes began day 3 of fall camp. The best, most WWF-esque promo you could have cut. And he's the perfect person for any, I would say, any position here. And I was just reading off his title on the football main page, but really there's no title for the man. He is just Buckeye.
Was there an interview? And he is like
they gave him the mic because he was just announcing do's and don'ts of camp. He was shouting out the wonderful sponsors who've been with us for the last 3 days, and he was trying to give the crowd a little bit more energy. Not that they needed it, and certainly they reacted accordingly during great moments, but he's kind of out there being the conductor of all of this, and really what makes this run as a well-oiled machine, you have wild cards like Schlegs.
But like when he goes to I want this position, and he sits down, say with Ryan Day.
Sure.
Is there an interview there? Does Ryan Day say, hey, why do you think, Schlegs is there with his 24-inch biceps and probably dip in his mouth and shorts and a workout shirt, maybe shirtless, I don't know. But, is there anything that Ryan Day has to say to him, like, hey, what are your qualifications? Like, hey, you want the job? Yeah, I want the job. Okay,
it's not even I think it's we need you. And he says, what do you need me? What do you need from me?
Right.
I mean, that's the kind of Ohio State Buckeye that he is. And it goes, to my earlier question of what are the conversations that the coaches and the players have to have with some of the newer guys about just this embrace of all the fans that come here for this, the embrace of an Ohio State fan base that gives everything. Yeah. Every single bit of themselves Ohio State gives to this football program. Like, this is the thing to do in Ohio, and it's been that way my entire life for 50 years at the very least. And you see, as practice is now officially wrapped up, quarterbacks getting some reps in, there's I think our hero, Connor Hawkins, is getting some post-practice kicks in. But coaches, players are signing autographs for the fans. And that, I think, if you have the itch to come out here for camp next season, I couldn't recommend it any strongly.
Yeah.
You got running backs right now that are running through, what do you call that, Fit-Off? It's a chute.
It is.
But it's got pads on it that hit you from both sides, and it's ball security. So they're doing a ball security drill on the field that we can see in front of us. between us and the Schottenstein Center that fans are maybe 10 feet away from?
I don't know if you call it. You're right. It's a shoot.
It's a ball security drill that everybody who knows football knows about it.
Right. Usually you would hit them with something too, right? When they come through, don't use them.
Instead of hitting, I think you just have those pads. There's Legend Bay just took reps there. He's made his Ohio State camp debut. Had a violation of team rules suspension. Ryan Day did say this was Thursday that he would be back soon. This is soon. Certainly expectations on him, but there's so much talent here for this offense that it becomes, I think, a daily thing of how do we put these guys in the best positions to win football games, because you expect them to score 30, 35 points a game, right?
Right, yep.
At the very least. And the man who's directed all of this, really the maestro of the morning, the maestro of the afternoon, is the head coach of your Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, kind enough to give us some of his time today. Coach, you couldn't have asked for a better day. I'm interested with the hats that you have to wear for this program. Are these last 3 days a chance for you to just put on your blinders and focus on the footballness of it all?
Well, there's still a lot more going on than just football today.
Yeah.
We got a lot of fans out here, and it's good. I think it's important for our players to see this. We get out here, we practice, and a lot of people don't get a chance to see all the work that we do behind the scenes in the game of football. So much of what we do, you look at the percentage of practice and workouts as opposed to when you actually play the game. There's so much work that goes on. But I also think it's important. So it's important for the fans, but I think it's important for our players to just see the fans, see the young kids, see how important it is, here in Ohio and what comes with it. And it also brings a little bit of an energy the first 3 days of practice as we get going. So I thought it was good. The last 3 days have been great. Yesterday we had to go inside because of the lightning, but at the end of the day, it was great to see all the support, all the fans out here. But I am sort of looking forward to just kind of having the team out here a little bit and just focusing on ball.
Ryan, if I would have asked you Wednesday night, hey, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to know by Saturday at this time? Do you think you know what you wanted to know?
No. I think we wanted to get a good start, which I think we did do. But you're still trying to figure out the personality of the team and what comes with it. I think that there's been already opportunities for guys to respond, see how guys look moving around with all the work they did in the summer. Some guys they cut weight, they get stronger, they get faster. So the first thing you do is kind of watch that, and then the pads come on today to see who's hitting and who's using their hands, who's striking, those types of things. So we'll get on the film and look at that. But no, we're just getting started.
Ryan, when we came back from break, we had a cut this morning. A great job out of our digital team for turning around Anthony Schlegel talking to the fans right before training camp starts. Is there a script or anything you have to give him to really invigorate this crowd, or what's he been like? Like, I'm thinking of a new guy that comes into the program. Like, we had James Smith on yesterday, and we were talking with him about day one he gets here, and here's Anthony Schlegel. Like, can you prepare somebody for something like that?
Well,
he's a force.
I think if you gave Schlegs a script, he would take it and throw it at you anyway.
Wouldn't pay any attention to it.
That's not going to happen. I think one thing about Schlegs is he's walked in the shoes. He's played here before. I mean, he's played here. He's been part of our program before. So for him to come back, he's seen different teams. He was coaching the NFL. He's obviously coached here. But it's passion that he has for Ohio State and for these players and pouring back into these guys, and he just brings a certain level of energy, and I think people appreciate that. The fans appreciate that. I know our players do.
I have spent plenty of time ripping Indiana's non-conference schedule. I'm not asking you to rip it. I'm not going to ask you to comment on it. But at your schedule, though, when you've got Texas this year, you've got home and homes, Alabama and Georgia coming up, is that the way you think it should be for college football, something like that?
I think the more we do expand the playoffs, you're going to see us, and everybody be more inclined across college football to schedule games like this, which I think is good for college football when you're playing these monster games. But college is different than the NFL. The NFL sort of has a system on how they do it. The college system is different than that, and so whatever the schedule is for us. I think we have an excellent schedule. We got a lot of great challenges coming, and I think it certainly has our attention in preseason camp, making sure that we have a lot of urgency in everything we do, knowing what's ahead of us.
In my conversation with Carp, it's like, the last three champions, Michigan, fraudulent. You guys, Indiana, okay. But all three seasons, though, there wasn't like a big game scheduled non-conference. So there's the argument of that. But do you think it's more important, like, for the state of college football to schedule the games like you guys have? The Alabama thing, everyone Ohio State fans looking forward to that, and the Georgia games as well. Even though it might not be in the best interests of winning a championship, it's best interest of college football, right?
I think so. And I do think now that you have 12 teams, whether you win or lose an early game, it's not the end of the season. I do think the CFP needs to recognize that. I think When you look at Texas last year, they lose 3 games, lose to us. But, at the time, we were, one of the top teams in the country and continued to have a great season, made it to the Big Ten championship. So I think all of that needs to be into consideration at the end of the year. I think when you play a game of that magnitude and, win or lose, that should be taken into consideration as opposed to maybe a non-conference game. So I think it's important on how the CFP committee looks at those games. When you play in the Big Ten championship game or the SEC championship game, it really doesn't have the same effect as it would as a loss during the regular season. Well, when you're playing against a top 5 or 10 team, early in the season, I think it should be looked under the same lens, because all those things matter. And I think the games that you win, the quality of the wins that you get during the season are much more important than the number of wins you have. Like, what quality wins do you have when it's all said and done? And so, all that is up for conversation. But for us, what are we focused on, right? We're just focused on maximizing ourselves right now in preseason camp, and that's what it's going to be. And it's a race every day. And I think for us, we're going to get challenged early on. Our road schedule too. Winning games on the road, as everybody says in the SEC, is a huge challenge. Well, it's so we're going to do that week 2, and then we also have these Big Ten games on the road as well. Which, again, when you look at the Big Ten now, you're taking the powerhouses of the Pac-12, and now you're combining them with the Big Ten. So it's not the Big Ten anymore. I know we call it the Big Ten. It's not that anymore. There's 18 teams, right, and they're really good. And when you start to stack those teams up, it's just very different than it used to be. And so, exciting. Just, the game of college football, certainly off the field, has changed so much. But at the end of the day, it's still going to come down to blocking, tackling, winning the turnover battle, being creative, being explosive, and understanding situational football.
Coach Ryan Day, we'll get you out of here on this, and it's so much closer of a lean to the NFL now than it's ever been before, and you've got several guys with NFL bona fides on your staff. Bringing Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator through 3 days, just working with him on what you expect and what he expects this Ohio State offense to look like come Ball State. How's that been?
Yeah, good. Arthur, has a high football IQ. He's got a high EQ, and it's been a good process for me to have interaction with him. Like, what do you see here? I've been here now going on 10 years. So when you've been here for a long time, like, Keenan knows what I think. I know what Keenan thinks. Mick knows what I think. I know what Mick thinks. Larry Johnson, you start going through the guys on Billy Fessler. There's James Laurinaitis now has been here. Matt Carreri. I mean, we've sort of all been together for a while. And so when Matt came in last year, he gave us a different perspective. And I think Arthur does the same. And when you look at his resume and what he's done, he has instant credibility with the players.
You should have aged more. You've been 10 years. You should look older than you do. 10 years Ohio State coach, you should age more than you do. I don't know how you do it.
Thank you so much for the time, Coach. I'm sorry for Tito.
No, it's all good. I complimented him.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, some days you feel like it's dog years, but
right,
it's not. Right. It's not. And when I look back on the pictures of my kids, that's when it hits me the most. Yeah. When they first got here. I mean, they were little. They could run underneath this table. And now my son's going to be a freshman in college next year. Incredible. So it goes fast. But there's been a lot of great memories. But we got a lot of work to do. And I got 2 young girls that I got to get into college. And we love it here. And I think that the program's in a really good place, and so every single year the expectation's not going to change. It's always going to be the same: win the rivalry game, and then win the national championship, and every other game after that. And that's what we're focused on. And that's when you have 51 new players and new staff members. You have to make sure they understand the urgency of that, and that's what we're knee deep in right now. So appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Ryan, thanks so much for the time.
You got it. No problem. Okay. All right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Your head coach, the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, joining us, and I think we've got Carson Hinzman, Ohio State's center, coming up, joining us now. We'll get him headsetted up. Tito, I'm going to have you wear Carson's headset once he's done, because I don't know if, Bud, you've had time to get properly hydrated or toweled down.
Hey, you guys mind if I sit down?
Not at all.
No, sit down. Go ahead. That's fine. You're still taller than me.
You've been doing work. We're kind of just out here flapping our gums.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate that.
How you feeling?
Thank you. Feeling good. I mean, obviously just got done with the yellow practice, so feeling about how I think we should feel right now. But, no, I feel good. We had a good day today. It was the first kind of day, real cracking pads a little bit. So tons to work on, tons to get on the film. But, yeah, I feel pretty good right now.
How's this changed, Carson, from the first time you stepped on here to a practice to now? Like, what is it? How much different is it for you, or how much different is your mindset from day one to now?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's changed a ton. I mean, like one of very few people that even know who the guys were here when I was here. You know what I mean? So it's interesting, kind of playing with a lot of younger guys and kind of being the older guy in the room now, oldest guy in the room actually, which has been different, but it's been good. I mean, the way we continue to attack the field, attack what we do each day, that hasn't changed at all. Obviously, the mentality to go win, our goals for the year have not changed. Obviously, you know, we got to win a couple big games, go beat the team up north, win the Big Ten championship, win the national championship, and those goals have always been the same. And so to continue that mindset, but obviously with new scheme, new people, and with that comes a little bit of a different culture. But that culture's always, you know, it's always been fight, so it's been the same.
Carson Hinzman, our guest. So you talk about, you know, the standard's the same, the mission's the same, but the faces, 51 new faces.
Yeah.
But the constant here, Jeremiah, Julian Sain. What's it been like just seeing those two guys evolve and really take a leadership position with this squad over the last spring into the first 3 days of training camp?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, Jules has, you know, found a little bit more of his voice, which has been really good. You know, JJ has been talking a little more. And so it's been good to see those guys kind of get out there and not only lead by example, because obviously, like, they're headliners, you know, they're going to go lead by example regardless, but be able to go talk and lead some of the young guys, it's important for those young guys to see that. So it's been good to see that, at least from me, those kind of bigger guys starting to step up and lead the younger ones.
Carson, you know, Maradi, Schlegel, Day, among others. Who is the coach you have cussed out most under your breath? Well, they don't hear it, but like they tell you to do something, yelling about something. Like,
well, if you want me to get cussed out, not under my breath or not under their breath, I'll name a couple. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I've always loved our coaches. I mean, especially, you know, like Schleg's being back. Yeah. I mean, that's so fun every day. I mean, he's probably ripping like 3,500 milligrams of caffeine, at least. And then like crashing about 2 p.m. just lunched over. Say him. I mean, obviously KP. Obviously, when I was a younger kid, talking about when I first got here, we'd be doing like pull downs on leg days, and that I might have been muttering some things, but he'd be like, "I love you too, boo," and so I was like, "All right, it's fine." But no, I love all the guys we have here, man. I mean, they all make us better, and it's kind of like the one thing people don't really see and people don't really give gratitude to is like the backbone of like what makes us good on the field. It's those guys, you know what I mean?
Very politically correct, very savvy answer.
Great answer by
Ohio State. No, it's okay. That's okay. No, Carson, it's okay. You're good.
I don't want to get beat up.
That's fine. He said Schlegel.
First day of pads out here for you guys. Has there been one person throughout today that every time you line up across from them or they're lining up and you know that's the guy I've got to get? You're just a little bit more juice to hit. Who brings out the best in you, I guess I should say, from a defensive line standpoint?
See, that's an interesting question because I feel like the guys we got now are, like, obviously they're not K-Mac. They're not 330 pounds of just, like, mean green fight machine. But, like, they come in kind of a different, you know, variety now. I mean, we got John Walker from, UCF who he's kind of a bigger body, but he's good with his hands. He's really good on a re-rush. The dude fights the whole play. Wills is more of a, like, speed off the ball. Like, I'll be mid-snap, and he's already trying to put his hands on me. And then, obviously, James is super twitched up. And so, like, those guys plus Edric and all the other guys that we have in the huddle, I mean, like, there's tons of guys with you kind of have to have a different mentality each play, but like some of those guys we got in the portal, man, I mean, you gotta be like, all right, this is like a game rep, you know what I mean? This is like guys we're actually gonna be playing against, and so every time we go up to the line right now, I mean, it's a fun kind of dissertation of like, all right, what am I playing here? How am I gonna play these guys, and how do we gotta go dominate? Because like I said, today was good, but we gotta be better, and we will be better coming up this next few practices.
Carson, in your career, if you look back to all the time at Ohio State, is there a play, if I said, Carson, what's your best play, the play that brings you the most joy that you've ever participated in? Either it's blocking somebody, allow somebody to score, or just a routine play where it's like, I got that guy. Is there a play, if I said, what's your most favorite play of all time at Ohio State that involved you? What would it be?
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, you got to think, like, being an offensive lineman. So when we won the Natty, we were really, really good at scrum, which is basically just a tush push with Will Howard. Obviously, he's a big body. And so, like, that for an offensive lineman is, like, the most fun play ever because we knew we were running the ball. The defense knew we were running ball. The people that have never watched football in their life from, like, I always like joke like because Hiro Kane was my roommate. I was like, "Your family from Germany that's never watched American football knows we're running the ball," and we still were able to run it and get that first down a couple times. And I remember, I mean, specifically, we had a play against Indiana a couple years ago where Trey ran and he kneeled on the one, and then we just tush pushed it twice for a touchdown. I was like, "All right, that was awesome." So yeah, but we had a pretty cool opportunities to be able to run that play. And, hopefully we can see a couple of that this year, but I don't know. We'll see.
So there's probably, you've got, I would say, two guys in the backfield. They're different, Quinshawn and Trey.
Yeah.
Isaiah West and Bo Jackson. What's it been like? And it's early, but having those guys back healthy blocking for them.
Man, it's fun. I mean, those two guys with a little amount of experience they have, being young guys, I mean, they can roll. And so to have a really great offensive line, trust me, it really, really helps to have really great running backs, like guys who, it's fun to block for. And so I think those guys are going to be really special, especially when they have more experience, because obviously they didn't get much in the spring, but have more experience going against, the best defense coordinator in the country out here, scheming those guys up.
Looking ahead now, and I know that Ryan Day will tell you Ball State's the important game coming up. We're preparing for that game.
Yeah, it's a big one.
All it being said, and Ryan Day's not listening to us, you can be honest. What's the game on your schedule outside of Michigan you're most looking forward to? Like, I can't wait to match up against that defensive line. I can't wait to do this against that team. Outside of, don't say Ball State and don't say Michigan.
Can say it.
No,
Kent,
we can't.
Kent State actually has a mean.
Okay, Kent State. Here we go. What's the one?
There's a ton. I mean, I just mentioned, Hiro Kano being my roommate.
Sure.
I still got those German cuss words banked up, waiting for them. So that'll be really, really fun to go down to Austin. That one's going to be. I mean, we got so many good teams we're playing this year that it's such a good opportunity for us, the guys who want to leave into the next level, to go play. I mean, we got talking about just defensive lines. I mean, they said Texas. Yeah, Illinois. They get sneaky. Can be sneaky sometimes. Like last year, we went to go play them. They got a pretty good defensive line. They got a good defense. Those guys, Iowa, playing at Kinnick. I'm actually, that's my most excited away game is probably going to play in Iowa. I was recruited there very heavily, and I loved it down there. That'll be fun. Nebraska's got a good defensive line. Indiana, Oregon's got a great one. Northwestern with Coach Kelly now, they're going to be good as well. I mean, we got so many good guys on the schedule that it's going to be so much fun to go play.
He's really good. He mentioned everybody on the schedule.
It was a great job.
I'm so ready for. I was telling Will down here I was about to go up and start spewing some crazy billboard material, but I'll make sure I keep it.
That's fine.
With the schedule that Ohio State's got this season, I know there's been from the fans, lamenting not having those massive power games that you're having in the conference, and that's on the teams in the Big Ten, right? They've got to be able to lift their own teams up, and Indiana's certainly done the job of that. But Texas week 2, is this the kind of schedule you say, give me that every season?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to be able to beat the best. And so I think for us to be able to have that mindset going out there, not look at it as like oh, man, woe is me, we got a hard schedule, it's going to be long. It's like, no, man, if we want to be the best team ever played at Ohio State, we got to go beat the best teams in the country. And so I think for us to have kind of a little bit of a swagger, a little bit of mentality, not fake confidence where it's like, oh, we're going to get amped up because of the music and the noise. It's like, no, we're really confident because of all the work we put in. I think it's going to be important for us and important when we get to the postseason that we're going to have those games underneath our belt. So I think it's awesome that we have some of those big games right now.
Carson, thanks so much for the time. Go get in that ice tub, bud.
I appreciate it, guys. I don't know if we'll be able to get out of this chair, but
there he is. There's Senator Carson Hinzman, kind enough to give us some of his time on the Sports Saturday Spectacular. If I'm incorrect, and usually I am, we have some things to make up. So we will take a break, come back with more reaction from Ohio State's Day 3 of training camp right here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost loan. With mortgage rates near their highest levels in almost 25 years, paying upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 at closing makes little sense, and Miller Lending wants to help. Now in our 40th year, our popular no closing cost program lets you simply close on today's rates, free of all mortgage-related costs, and refinance as rates fall. So why not pick up the phone for your no-cost quote today? 877-9-NO-COST. That's 877-9-NO-COST. Or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $856 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $856 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $5 5 times Lucky Scratch Off for a shot at $250,000 instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
When your furnace or air conditioner stops working, you can always rely on Atlas Butler to get it up and running the same day. So why not depend on Atlas Butler for all your plumbing needs? Our expert plumbers can take care of anything from a clogged drain to a broken water heater. We work on all brands of water heaters and plumbing equipment. One call does it all.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
One bite in, you'll be saying, "That's hot as fire." Speedway's new Hot as Fire chicken sandwich turns up the temp with spicy breaded chicken on a brioche bun. Top it your way with pickles, a little hot sauce mayo combo, and more. It's a hot sandwich kind of summer. Don't just beat the heat, eat the heat. The new Hot as Fire chicken sandwich, $4.99, only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. Toppings and sauces sold separately. See app for full terms.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist? Or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. So take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down. Paid for by NHTSA.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in this store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
For a limited time, get an $8 Big Mac Extra Value Meal, complete with a medium Coke and medium fries. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Price of participation may vary.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, they have not thrown Tito out of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, but we do want to give thanks to Ryan Day and Carson Hinzman for some of their time. If you missed anything from today's show, it's available wherever you get your podcasts. Also on YouTube, we've got great footage of Ryan Day looking annoyed at Jeff Thidoff.
No, it was a great question.
And so
Rieser.
what we really appreciate is everybody from Jen and Scotty, Cam, Jake, Tyler, Isaiah, Alexi. The digital work that's been done over these past couple of days has been able to give us, Fish especially, the comprehensive camp coverage you will not find anywhere else. What we will do coming back next is we are going to break or pop a camp cherry. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights. Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes. A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes. You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. A couple years ago, I felt like I was breezing through life. I was tearing through rounds of golf, and it hit me. Excruciating hip pain. Hip that would not go away until I saw my friends at Orthopedic One. Then, bye-bye pain. So if you're dealing with constant pain or you suffered an injury, start with the specialist. Start at orthopedic1.com. There's no referral required, and there's several convenient locations in Central Ohio. Schedule your appointment at orthopedic1.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Putterball with your sports update. It's day 3 of camp for the top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Fan Sports Saturday will be broadcasting live from Camp Toll 1. It's just 4 weeks till football season. The Washington Nationals beat the Reds last night 5-3 on the back of home runs from Dalen Lyle and Harry Ford. They get back at it tonight. First pitch is at 6:45 with Chase Burns taking on the Nationals' Andrew Alvarez. Catchy action right here on the Fan. Angel Martinez had a night for the Cleveland Guardians. He hit a grand slam and drove in a career-high 6 runs to help Cleveland blast the White Sox 8-2. The win moves them back within 2 games of the AL Central. Game 2 of that series comes your way at 7:15. The Guardians' Gavin Williams battles the White Sox' Anthony Kay. And the PGA Tour, the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina. Bo Hostler heads into the weekend with the lead at 12 under. Jordan Smith and Ben James sit just a stroke back. The leaders tee off round 3 around 2 o'clock. Breaking sports news and events of the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
I mean, why would you shut up when you're out at Ohio State football?
Never.
This is such a gift, and we are so blessed and privileged to have this opportunity. I could go the next hour just thanking people who've been involved with this all week long. Thursday, Friday. I mean, Thursday felt like Christmas. Friday was great, even with the weather. You got to go inside of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center and see something that few really get to. Mm-hmm. Even for the fans who, paid tickets to get in here thinking they were going to see outside camp on Friday, then you're being escorted in to where all of the magic happens. And today, they got to put on pads. They had zebras out there that Tito introduced himself to and then just asked questions as they were going on and doing camp. And what I've done a bad job of is interacting with our YouTube chat because I love seeing myself see myself. And so now that I'm on YouTube chat. What's up?
I just have a quick question for you. Whose child got lost and walked on stage with you guys?
Wow. That seems
that was good, Nate. That was good.
That was incredible. Thank you, Nate. The aforementioned child, Tyler Danburg. His first Ohio State fall camp with us. We are so thrilled to have you. This, for you, I've seen you run from point to point. However much ground this expanse covers, you have covered it this week for us. For you, this could, again, be a question you could have an hour to answer, but I'm only going to give you about 5 minutes because there's a challenge I want answered. Oh. What's been the biggest thing that you've seen for this team from a football standpoint this week?
Football-wise, guys, first off, great to be with you. And I only have a few minutes before I got to rejoin Dad as well because he's still looking for me. But I think that the biggest thing is
you don't tell us when you leave. We tell you when you leave.
That's exactly
Roger
right.
that.
I'm
Roger
not
that.
Sure. I know this is your first time doing all of this.
I think the offensive line has probably been the biggest thing outside of a couple of individual storylines, but seeing the different combinations. And Ryan Day's been honest about wanting to get the best five. He wants the best five out there. They're returning the most snaps among any offensive line in the Power Four, but they're going to mix things up and can't get a feel for the combinations. You look at the first team reps that we saw on Thursday to start camp. You have Ian Moore at left tackle. You've got the usual suspects, Luke Montgomery and Carson Hinzman, left guard and center, and then Austin Sareveld kicking inside to right guard, and then Philip Daniels at right tackle. Let's start off with the premiums that you get from this combination. I mean, how many teams can say that they have an All-American caliber, all Big Ten selection left tackle protecting a quarterback's blind side, have the opportunity and premium to kick into right guard if he needs to. And the selflessness also about Austin Sareveld. If he were to kick inside to right guard, I think that speaks a lot of volumes about him. Another storyline as well, with also Austin Sareveld moving to left tackle, Joshua Padilla has seen the right guard slot on the first snap offensively each of the last 2 days, so that's another guy to keep an eye on. But I think some individual storylines, Devin McEwen, guys, I mean, he blossomed throughout this weekend. If the world didn't know, at least in Columbus, about Devin McEwen before Thursday, they know about him now. He made some highlight reel plays indoors yesterday, and what I loved was when he made a touchdown catch in the back right corner of the end zone, and he was swaddled by his teammates. But maybe the happiest guy for him was wide receivers coach Cortez Hankton in his first year, who actually joined the scrum. He sprinted out to go celebrate with Devin McEwen. And then today, the intensity. Defense was flying around. When they went 7-on-7, the last 3-4 periods, the defense was really, really showing what it can do in the second year under Matt Patricia, replacing 8 starters, replacing 3 top 11 NFL draft picks. But for them to have that intensity, to have that edge, and then I think intensity as a whole today, I know we were talking about that before. You guys got to hear a little bit of it, which I think says a lot about the intensity, just given where we're at right now in relation to the practice field. But we saw a couple Donniebrooks, Jason Moore, defensive end, as well as tight end Mason Williams. They got into it a little bit. There was a big scrum around those guys, just some good-on-good, healthy physicality, and you like to see that edge on day 3 of fall camp.
All right, we got Donnybrook crossed off of our bingo
there you go,
card here. So good job out of Tyler Danburg joining us, courtesy of the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, but live from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for day 3. Tyler will be roaming the sidelines September 5th, Ohio State and Ball State, just 28 days away.
So when you, year 2 for you, right, we celebrated your anniversary last week, and now we've got year 2. So I'm curious from, like, your standpoint, what looks different about the offense and what you've seen from what they've shown? It might be the same thing. It might be no difference. It'd be a lame radio answer, but it might be the case from last year to this year.
That's a great question, Tito. I think offensively, I mean, we saw a lot of work this weekend on the run game. You know, I think that's where a lot of eyes go towards. Ryan Day talked about the importance of what a good season from the running backs would do. I think outside of just personnel alone, you know, we saw a lot of the run game, saw guys, again, flying in motion all around the field, saw a lot of motion today, and got to see all backs involved. Isaiah West, Bo Jackson, Jacoby Jackson showed some flashes today, which is great from a 7th-year running back. And then Turbo Rogers ripped off a couple of sneaky good runs yesterday. Keep an eye on Turbo Rogers, just a heck of a running back name. But I think outside of that, another thing that I've been looking for is the voices, not necessarily for what looks different, but what you're hearing that's different. And it starts with Julian saying, I mean, standing right behind him yesterday as he's leading the quarterbacks through drills, seeing how vocal he is when he's not out on the field and he's kind of behind the 2s and 3s in terms of the offense while they're out doing 7-on-7, and even when he's at the line of scrimmage as well. Again, Ryan Day talked about in the offseason, Arthur Smith's offense commands a lot of the quarterback at the line of scrimmage. They ask a lot of the quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. And so to hear Julian Sand walk up behind center Carson Hinzman this weekend, go under center a lot, which we did see, and for him to really take control of the offense, I think that's another thing that might be different this year. We see offensively and hear offensively compared to last year.
All right, challenge time for the both of you. So Rusty in the YouTube chat says, I bet Tyler can name more players from the championship team than Tito. So we'll go to the 2024 National Championship team. See if we can do 22. So 11 starters offense, 11 starters in the defense.
Okay, Trayvon Henderson.
Quinshon Judkins?
See, that's cheating.
What do you mean that's cheating?
I just said I don't think that's... anyway, we'll say Jeremiah Smith.
G. Scott Jr.
Oh, now he's getting specific on me. Carson Hinzman.
Will Howard.
Oh, that was an easy one, too. God. I don't... Look, Jack Sawyer.
Josh Simmons.
Caleb Downs.
Austin Zareville.
Do we really have to do this? Because, look, I'm going to lose this.
You are filibustering, my friend.
I'm going to
now
lose.
You have lost.
Okay, it's fine. I've lost.
Right.
Look,
we'll cancel it for you.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. Like, I didn't have any faith you were going to win that anyway. So you have
JTT.
Literally the lowest. You can't do this now.
Well, Josh Fryer.
Okay, well, no, he needs to stop. No,
we've wound him up at this point.
I feel like
This isn't a football encyclopedia. Have you not heard what he's been giving us, his camp observations?
No, I didn't listen to him. Think of my next question.
Yeah,
when I ask a question, I think about my next question. I stop listening to him.
Did you see him saunter out there this morning?
That was the highlight of camp.
And what the hell is going on?
That was
Where
awesome.
is security? Where is Schlegel?
I think were you going out to see Schlegel? That's what
I wasn't originally, but I wanted to see what I see Schlegel. I'm not going to go talk Schlegel. I wanted to go talk to him. Then it wasn't my original goal.
So you went to Schlegel. You went to point B to get back to point A. And guys,
I'm walking.
It was so much fun to see Tito just slowly walk in towards the referees, the four of them, and they're probably all Central Ohio guys or OHSAA officials, maybe, or maybe they're college officials.
They're college officials. For the most part.
And to see Tito come up to them, it was like they just saw an old friend. It was awesome.
Okay, I walk over to
You are disarming. I will give you that.
The first thing I said to him was, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm kind of a big deal. I just said that. And then we start the conversation. I asked them all personal questions, not too personal, Rieser, not like Bobby personal questions. I asked questions like, hey, where are you from? And, how'd you get into this? How old are you? What's the biggest game you've done? What are practices like? Do the coaches ask you to do certain things? And it was a very nice conversation. That was great. Me and the Zebras.
What did you learn?
What I learned was that they said that the coaches, it's interesting from coach to coach. They tell you what to call. Like they will say, hey, you know what? We're running this offense now. It's a new thing. Don't worry about offsides, but worry about this or motion. Or don't worry about, holding, but worry about defensive holding kind of stuff. They have very specific things they get from coaches, so they do all of that. And so they said it varies from camp to camp and who they talk to. But, yeah, and practice to practice even for that matter.
College football officials are some of the nicest guys on the planet. They really, really are. I mean, they're so approachable. They're so easygoing. And a lot of them have some cool main gigs. Like some guys, they might be an insurance agent. Some of them might be moonlighting between the NFL and college.
Two of them were accountants over there. Two were accountants. One guy was retired also, yes. And so, look, I've said all along, Reese, I don't know how to do this, but I need to be the Ohio sports ambassador because I approached them. Okay. I think they liked me. I think I was nice. And when Nebraska fans came through for the first time, Ohio State played Nebraska.
Probably didn't like you.
No, they did.
You were probably
Nebraska
nice.
fans liked me. All these fans that come in, I'm a very nice person. From the opposing people that come in from out of state, I think that should be my role. I don't have to be paid. Just give me the title. I don't want to be paid. Just have people come talk to me. I will introduce them to Columbus, Ohio. Sports.
Not sure we might have an ambassador discussion.
Ryan Day loves me. Hinzman loved me.
Ross Bjork.
Ross Bjork.
Everybody
He said
loves
everyone
Tito.
knows. He said everyone knows Tito. He said that yesterday. Everyone knows who you are,
Knows
Tito.
is different than loves. So that's a
fine, but
semantics
they
conversation
don't know me.
that we might have to have as we've got to let our guest go. Tyler Danburg, the Ohio State Sports Network buddy. It's always a pleasure seeing your bright, smiling face.
Young face.
Glad you got to have a hell of a weekend out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. We're back with Camp Conversation
Go
next.
find your
Sports
dad.
Saturday on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in this store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
When your furnace or air conditioner stops working, you can always rely on Atlas Butler to get it up and running the same day. So why not depend on Atlas Butler for all your plumbing needs? One call does it all.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Kick off your savings when you buy or refinance your home with a Miller Lending no closing cost mortgage. Closing costs aren't mandatory, so don't fumble away your opportunity to save money. 8779 no cost. That's 8779 no cost. Or apply online at nocostmortgage.com.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $856 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $856 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $5 5 times Lucky Scratch Off for a shot at $250,000 instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Are you missing some freeloading buddies in your life? Well, catch Bishop and Friends on The Fan, featuring Columbus sports veteran Bo Bishop.
I have to acknowledge that I definitely had a mullet in middle school.
A man about town. Bo's a father who gives excellent advice.
If you're going to give me a breakfast pastry out of a box, the toaster strudel is significantly superior to the Pop-Tart.
Bishop and Friends, weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan.
As summer starts winding down, it always seems to happen the same way. The backpacks are packed, the school forms are signed, and suddenly the calendar fills up faster than you ever expected. Between the last-minute appointments, school shopping, and getting everyone back into a routine, it's easy for those projects around the house to keep getting pushed to next weekend. Here's the good news. Your roof doesn't have to be one of them. At Newman Roofing, our team of value-driven professionals makes the process simple. You'll get honest answers, clear communication, and recommendations built around your home's needs. No sales pitches. Whether it's a new roof, siding, or gutters, we'll help you check it off your to-do list with the kind of white glove service that's earned the trust of families across Central Ohio for more than 30 years. So instead of worrying about your home, you can spend what's left of this summer making memories with the people who matter most. Newman Roofing, built around family. Ours protecting yours. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Saturday. We made it to the weekend. Looking mostly sunny until around this afternoon. Highs right around the upper 80s, 87 degrees, and a light breeze to get you through the rest of the day. Around this evening, 8, 9 o'clock, we are expecting a round of isolated showers, mainly late, and that will carry you into the overnight hours. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with the 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, it is. Our Ohio State training camp conversation continues with our cavalcade of characters on stage with us now. Austin Ward, The Beat with Austin and Berm, Roosters Live Show, wherever it is you do your Ohio State football consumption, he is there for you. But
you guys didn't even invite me on. I just picked up this headset.
Yeah, you did.
You understand the assignment, right? There is a space at the table available.
Someone needs to be up there.
Some of your camp considerations. Before we do anything football related, how thrilled are you over the next 5 weeks? You have to do zero discussion on the United States Senate.
I mean,
we're done.
Beamer asked me about it last night. It was in the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show. I'm like, we're done.
We're done.
Because it's, A, it's not going to happen, and B, football is back. Let's enjoy what we have in August, September, October, November, December, and all the way through January. We're out here at training camp. I'm not even going to be thinking about Ted Cruz, and that's the way I like it.
Austin Ward is the for the fifth straight year, I think, he's been named the Ginger Reporter for Ohio State Football of the Year, which is good for him. And I'm struggling to find questions.
I can't remember the last time I lost it.
Right. I'm starting to find questions to ask you. As we've talked to all these other people already, but
none of them redheads.
None of them were redheads, and I'm not going to ask about his favorite redhead for Ohio State, if there is one this year or not. But we talked to Carson Hinzman a little bit earlier in the show today.
Right.
And it like just hearing him talk and with his confidence and also his maturity, it feels like this guy is a dream offensive lineman for the NFL.
100%. And I think his decision to come back, as he weighed that, as Luke Montgomery and Austin Sareveld as well thought about their futures. But for Carson more specifically, I think in late October, mid-November a year ago, there was a lot more serious consideration for him, like looking at the other centers that could be in that draft class, thinking about how long he had been in school. It felt at that time like if there was a lean, it was out the door.
Yeah.
But, this is the real benefit of NIL for one and also mature people for two. When you put that together, it's like, all right, well, what's my actual draft stock? What can I contribute to Ohio State? What's there still left to accomplish here? Do I like being around my friends? Am I going to get a guaranteed payday to stick around at a place that I like to be? And all those things weighed into it. And Carson can still get better. And I think you can look at his list of achievements, and I'm sure he talked about it. Berm and I have talked about, all this stuff with him as well. And I come away, Tito, more impressed with the way he handles his business every single time. And part of it doesn't even apply necessarily to the NFL draft decision at the end of last year. It's thinking back to 2 years ago, Ohio State is bringing in a transfer portal guy at center a year after he had been the starter. How many other times do you just assume, well, that guy's gone. He's going to go find another opportunity to go play somewhere else. He's going to take a guaranteed payday. And Carson Hinzman said, no, I am staying here. I'm going to bide my time. Maybe I'll get my spot back. Maybe I'll play a different spot. And you remember that season on the way to the national championship. You get to Penn State. He's playing at left guard and really impressing. And then you have an injury situation go down. He's got to go back to center for that postseason run, and he was phenomenal at it. So he's had other opportunities where it's like you'd think other players might go, whether that's the NFL or transfer portal or anywhere else. And Carson Hinzman, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to achieve, and I think Ohio State can do that for me. And he stuck that process all the way through. He's one of the most impressive guys on this roster, in my opinion.
Austin, talking with Ryan Day, talking with Arthur Smith, one of their biggest camp considerations is that configuration up front. The best 5 they are going to put out there on the field September 5th. How do you see that shaking out over the next 20-odd days?
It's hard for me on the outside, right? Not knowing anywhere near as much football as Arthur Smith, Tyler Bowen, and Ryan Day, and never even pretending to. If you have someone with a full year of starting experience at left tackle, it's hard for me just to think, you know what, let's roll the dice with something else. And Ian Moore is really, really good. And you guys have seen him over these last 3 days get opportunities to be that, whether that's at left tackle, whether that's at right tackle. And Luke Montgomery, Carson Hinzman, they will tell you they see a future first-round draft pick in Ian Moore physically. But it's still that part of me and it's not my decision. But I'm wondering, as they get through training camp, or if they get a week and a half into this, Rieser, and they have to decide what they want to do, it's like, do you want to pull that guy out who played at such a high level at left tackle, the premier tackle position with a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback? Do you want to take any sort of chance with that? And maybe they will. Maybe they'll see something that is so impressive from Ian Moore or Phillip Daniels or both that's like, well, Austin Sareveld needs to be competing with Josh Padilla at right guard. He'll win that one if that's what they get to. But it's still, as I think about it, I'm currently speculating that the top configuration will be leaving Austin Sareveld at left tackle, Ian Moore at right tackle, and Josh Padilla at right guard. Now, that's from watching 3 days. That wasn't even full contact, full pads. But that conversation around Ian Moore and 2 due to the week honors and everything else that's wrapped up in it, it's hard to ignore it. We'll see how it plays out over the next week or so, because there is a thing that's important, and that's that Ryan Day doesn't want to take this like a quarterback battle or who's going to start at running back all the way up till game week. This offensive line's different. You want to have that settled as early as you possibly can.
I'll give you 4 options, Austin. Tell me the most likely and least likely. Yes, it's a quiz, so let's try to remember here. If Liberty's here, she can help you out with it. But both make the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Neither make the Heisman Trophy ceremony, or Julian Sayin does, or Jeremiah Smith does.
I think the most likely for me, currently as it stands right now, is both make it.
Okay.
And I was actually spitballing this on the beat with Berm the other day, where I think what you might have right now is there's this universal recognition that Jeremiah Smith is the best player in college football. And I think that will drive his candidacy almost no matter what. And because of missing out on the Biletnikoff or anything else that's happened awards-wise over the last couple of years, if he has a Devonta Smith-type year, I think he'll get credit for that, the way that Mac Jones was also a finalist, but everyone said, well, this wide receiver is actually the difference maker. He is the elite of the elite. And it could be a career achievement. I don't know. It's not supposed to be that, but it very well could be. So I think they'll both be there. I think the least likely is that neither would be there. There is, ironically, based on what I said, the next most likely is, in my opinion, Julian there without Jeremiah, because maybe there's another statistical season that explodes, or maybe he misses a couple games and his candidacy takes a dip. I'm cooking that into my answer a little bit, but I think like Jeremiah is my pick to win the Heisman, and I think that everyone that has cast these votes, specifically for the Biletnikoff, that's talking out of both sides of their mouth, this guy's the best player, he's going to be the number 1 pick, and then not voting for him and giving it to Mekhi Lemon, I think they'll try. Everyone will rectify that this year. That's what I expect.
It's hard to imagine a scenario where if Jeremiah is a finalist, Julian's not right up there on stage with him for that award. But the opposite, I think, could be true, where you would have Julian the finalist, but not necessarily Jeremiah. And there is a lot of questions, and I've tried to, as best I could, to give everybody who's dealing with these offensive issues, I don't know if issues is the right word, but trying to figure out how this offense is going to be with Ryan Day, with Arthur Smith, and how they're, because I hear Arthur Smith, Austin, I go, how many tight ends you got? And I don't know if that bodes well necessarily for Jeremiah, because it's bleep it, Jeremiah's down there.
Yeah.
But I think what they're going to try to do, at least early, is the middle of the field's open. Like, there's a reason I think Devin McCune's been able to flash so well in this offense, is because that part of the field sets up so well. But is it a factor more so because everybody's got to focus on Jeremiah?
Well, and I can't draw them up X's and O's, but Rieser, Tito, you guys both saw the last couple of days the variety of ways that Jeremiah was used. Saturday was slant and slot Jeremiah, and good luck to you if you're trying to stop that. You know, and yesterday we're not trying to give Texas the playbook, but there were some things moving him in motion and flipping it to him sort of almost out of the backfield that was a conversation that was had about Marv, was had about Jackson Smith and Jigba. It didn't really fully get to that. Arthur Smith is going to use his best players in a wide variety of ways. And I know that people will, latch on to, well, Bijan Robinson didn't get the football enough in Atlanta, or didn't do this to that level, or the Pittsburgh offense was boring. Fine. This is a former NFL head coach, a very successful NFL offensive coordinator, inheriting one of the most loaded rosters in college football and the best player at wide receiver. He's not going to let that go to waste just because he likes tight ends. And so we've seen him already in just 3 days, just a glimpse. And whatever video clips have been out there, it's got to scare Texas. It's got to be in the minds of Oregon. You have to design a plan to stop him where you can't just put your best corner on him and hope that works. Like, he's going to move all over the field.
Austin, Ryan McGee did a thing for ESPN about the most villainous people, super villains in college ball history. Okay. Your good friend Lane Kiffin was on that list. But one of the things McGee
I can't imagine why.
I know. One of the things McGee
and we love Lane Kiffin.
Of course. Well, especially Austin does. But anyway, he talked about being in Knoxville and having items thrown at him because he wore an ESPN jacket. He was like a producer there, or a cameraman there. And then he also talked about being in Columbus and having a bottle of Crown Royal thrown at him as well. Have you had anything ever thrown at you from fans?
Let's see. Not in a work capacity.
But like not a big bottle of Crown. Like these are the airplane bottles.
That was a big one.
Like,
I think they got the dense one thrown at him.
Winding that up.
Yeah. I think, I also worked in Knoxville, as you guys, and Tito, as you alluded to, for 5 years. So there were certainly, we had to go, the media room was underneath like a tunnel near the student section. I don't know who designed it, but that was a dangerous place to be, especially after the Vols lost the game. And they lost a lot of them when I was covering them. So I think that has happened, and maybe in the exact same location that it happened to Lane Kiffin.
Get the beat with Austin and Berm, Roosters Live Show, whatever it is you consume Ohio State content. Austin Ward, thanks so much. I'm going to produce live on the fly. You good to come on with Bo Bishop Monday at 10:30?
I'll see you guys at 10:30.
We will talk to you then, bud. So we've got plenty more camp conversation coming up in 2 minutes. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, and a member FDIC.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
He's right there. He discounted all the furniture. So go see him. We're so happy you're here today. Listen, a couple do's and don'ts. Okay? I'll start with the don'ts, because they're not bad. No pictures or video during team. Just FYI, team is when the entire is together. Side another. Okay? Another don't. Don't distract the players or coaches. Let them work. Let them work. Last don't. Don't cross into restricted areas. Okay? Coach Bjork said, hey, when called upon, respond. I don't want to have to do that. No faces being melted.
The medium that we work in, I've always maintained that when there's passion behind it, it sounds better than anything else. And that right there from Anthony Schlegel, before Ohio State kicked off day 3 of training camp at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, was pure passion and joy from a man that probably never has a day where he doesn't take it to 11.
Carpenter would say, even before Schlegel took the job at Ohio State, that like this time of year, for the coaches, it's like herding cats. And I'm thinking, okay, now we got Schlegel herding cats. And Schlegel is shiny coin, squirrel. That's what he is. And he's great. Look, it sounded like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Savage there.
Yes.
That's exactly what it sounded like when he did that. And you're right. He is that. He's one of the guys, Reese, that if you did like a medical study on him, post-mortem. I'm not trying to kill him off. I'm saying post-mortem, though. I think you'd be amazed at what's inside that guy with how much caffeine he takes in every day. And
even Carson Hinzman referenced that, like 350 milligrams a day.
And that's not a joke. That's not a joke.
That might be downplaying it, too.
It might be, and it's like it's a different – he's built different.
The perfect person to be part of this program from the standpoint of walked in the shoes of the players before, from the standpoint of NFL bona fides, played in the league, worked in the league, has been, can tell you anything about strength and conditioning, can help these guys develop and build their strength, build their physical features, build their bodies, and be ready for the grind that is a 12-game season, a Big Ten championship, and the extended college football playoff. That, as Ryan Day, anytime he mentions it, I take notice that talk about an extended college football playoff. Like, they're going to do this. Whether it's December 1st or whether it's next December 1st, they're going to make that announcement that we're getting more games in the college football playoff. And it's guys like Anthony Schlegel that you need to have as part of your program to not only maintain the passion, but to maintain yourselves physically.
Day has said from the start, he's like, there's 17 games on our schedule.
Yeah.
We look at that's what we're planning for, 17 games, because he's planning on going all the way through to the national championship game. Schlegel has got that kind of personality where, and it's not just football, folks. In any walk of life, there are people you come across where they have a different vibe about them, a different aura about them. If you're a football player and you see Schlegel, if Schlegel tells you to do whatever, if he tells you to go run into that wall, you would be like, yeah, you know what? That's what I got to do. You would believe what Schlegel has to say. He's got that ability to do that. He could, and that's why he's in a great position here. I asked him.
Perfect spot.
Yeah, I asked him before, like, hey, what do you want? Do you ever want to be like the head of this? He's like, Mickey does a great job. He's all, Mick does his awesome job. And so, but he is the perfect guy for this program, though.
And it's really a job out of the head coach in hiring guys with those NFL bona fides that have also walked this walk. James Laurinaitis and the linebackers. Like, it was not lost on me and really anybody that was out here this week how much movement James does. Like, he is out there active with his linebackers, showing them how to flow, talking them through their communication. Like, when you see, and what fans got to see on Friday when we went inside of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, was they had trash cans as offensive linemen, and you had the defensive front, you had the linebackers in the secondary, all flowing through different motions. And they'd have backs in the backfield, they'd have wide receivers come into motion, and just the communication and the movement that they were always emphasizing dictates you got to have a guy that can bring that energy, because it's different than if you have a defensive coordinator that's kind of just standing on the sidelines and walking. And that's what I love so much about Matt Patricia as well, because you got everybody in those rooms that's running around doing the exact same thing they're asking of their players and bringing an authentic energy that even on Saturdays comes through the television.
Reese, I'm trying to phrase this the right way because I want to be respectful, but like,
I don't know if you need to be doing these prefaces anymore, Tito. Just say it.
Okay. Ohio State is at a point, this program, where they are on autopilot. Okay? Now, still have to work hard to stay on autopilot.
Sure.
But like the fact that you've got this culture that's building, and you've got these guys that have come in and been successful and stuck around for the next generation coming through. And it's almost like it's the guys who are freshmen right now, they're learning from the sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and they're going to continue the tradition of it. The culture is in place. As long as they make the right decisions on who they're bringing in, the culture is going to keep keep everyone in line on this. We talked about the fact that no one's getting in trouble off field versus, and I know that Ryan made a comment about SEC and some of the stuff that goes on down there in Georgia with some of their speeding tickets.
That everybody knows about.
Yeah, but it's like that's
he's not breaking any news.
But we don't hear about that stuff here. We don't hear about things like that here.
There's been a long stretch of really well-behaved football players.
And we talked about the hiring of football coaches, the hiring of coordinators. There hasn't been oh my gosh, that was catastrophic in a long time.
I will push back when you say it feels like autopilot because I think it's a daily struggle. I think it's an up-at-dawn siege. I think that's why when you had Ryan Day come up here, he was still as laser-focused as he would be at the beginning of the day because of the work that it takes to keep and maintain the program at the level that it's at.
Right. It's not easy being on autopilot. I'm not saying it's an easy job. Just show up and clock in and clock out.
Constantly fighting.
Yes, to keep that going.
You're always holding the wall. Because you've got pressures coming from every single direction. And that's why I was interested to get Coach Day's thoughts when he came up post-practice is because you have Protect College Sports. You have NIL. You have recruitment. Like there was a quarterback, I think in the class of 26 or 27, number one recruit, I think, making his commitment today. And Ohio State is one of the hats that's on his table. You are constantly dealing with factors that aren't football. And in today's college football, you have to be great at all of that and X's and O's. And it comes with, I think, to your point about hiring those NFL guys, the understanding that I can't do all this myself.
Yeah.
So I've got to, and I think it was difficult for Day to acquiesce play calling duties. That's why Bill O'Brien had to come in. And then you get incredible luck with Chip Kelly coming in on that. And
no doubt.
You kind of see the difference in a Chip Kelly run Ohio State offense where Ryan Day can be more of that CEO. Chip Kelly leaves, goes to the NFL, and then Ryan Day and Brian Hartline have to kind of cover some of that ground that takes a little bit away from what you see on a production standpoint. But then you're bringing in Arthur Smith, NFL bona fide's a guy that Ryan Day can see as a peer.
And that's the part, too, where it's like I just feel like Ryan Day has solved the Rubik's Cube. It changes again.
Oh, it changes every day,
It changes all the time. But I think that I have confidence that it's going to be solved again. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what it is, and it's things like solving the coordinators thing. Yes, there's things like that where I feel like Ryan Day's better at solving the Rubik's Cube than other coaches out there. And also, kudos to Ross Bjork, too, for the things he does. It's all one part of this as well, but there's a constant changing of how that cube gets turned. But I feel like Ohio State, Day, and Bjork have a way of doing it.
Yeah, total team effort. Look, in 28 days, it's Ohio State and Ball State. It's the tradition that comes back to Old Columbus Town at noon 30. The boot will meet the ball there. We'll have coverage right here on the Fan. We're doing Ohio State games, Tito, till they put us in the ground.
Yes.
Right here on this frequency. But
fish.
Well, I guess you're going first. Of all of us here, you're the first to go.
That's what they say, but you know what, though? You never know. You might see me be that guy who's like, this guy lived this way.
You never know. What we do know from today's practice, just a real quick bow on everything from day 3 of Ohio State's football camp. Legend Bay back on the field, back wearing number 2. On Thursday, Day had said there was a suspension for a violation of team rules, that Legend Bay would be back soon. Soon was today. And then you heard everybody who we had up here, the cavalcade of characters, talking about who they saw out on the field. Number 2 was in consideration. And, of course, Kenyatta, number 2, gigantic human being, but a slighter stature, but an incredible athlete for Legend Bay. That, look, I think of Cortez Hankton, and I go, you might have the best, but also toughest job in college football.
No doubt.
How do I figure out, with all this talent, how to keep them all happy?
Well, just look at Arthur Smith, though, and his success
also Arthur Smith.
You only got a certain amount of balls, right? Footballs.
Well,
footballs. You got a certain amount of footballs.
So when you say things like that and you just keep running and you run through it, then nobody thinks about it. It's when you take those pregnant pauses that then it becomes a thing.
So how many, like if you look at how many plays you're going to run, how many go to Jeremiah? How many go, And
you can't think like that.
You can't. But like at the end of the day, when you look at the sheet, though, you don't want to have 4 touches for Isaiah West. You know what I mean? You don't want to have
especially if he's already running back 1. It's 12 touches at the least for your running back.
You don't want 5 targets for JJ. You know what I mean? You don't want that. You don't want Innis to have 2 targets. And I know you can't call the game that way, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, you don't want to have those. There's certain numbers you don't want to have.
All right, so no pregnant pauses. Also, no F-bombs coming up next. It's Sports Saturday on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank number 1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in the store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
I'm Dr. Kendall, founder of Advent. For people with nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, or allergies, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination to treat your problems for good? Welcome to Advent, your one stop for breathing and sleep relief for over 20 years. Unlike other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for these effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $856 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $856 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $5 5 times Lucky Scratch Off for a shot at $250,000 instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Are you a smoker of delicious chicken wings? Then fire up your team for the Sunbury Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Eagles 3614 in Sunbury. Join us October 3rd for a full day of wings, beer, music, and competition. Spots are limited, so register now at smokinghotevents.com. Best of all, you'll help support two incredible causes: Big Walnut Friends Who Share and the Ohio Fallen Heroes Memorial. So bring the smoke and sign up now. smokinghotevents.com.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on Us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite too. Extra value meals are back.
Enjoy a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee. Most stores open 5 a.m. or earlier. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
So dudes bring juice, dudes bring energy. Our guys like it. You see a good play. You see an offensive lineman block somebody. Give him some love. You see a great catch. You see a great PBU or interception. Give him some love. Okay? Dudes, stay hydrated. Okay? Listen, if you need help, there's people around, red coats around. They will help you. Okay? Don't be passing out. Okay? Dr. Dickle's going to have to come over and give you some IVs. That's terrible. All right? Don't do that. Dude, bike, gas station ready. Exactly.
He was the last
How he
adult
got
male to
all
make me
through
cry.
all of that without dropping an F-bomb or something is beyond me.
It's such an incredible job, Nate. Thank you for throwing that back out there. Anthony Schlegel, the Assistant Director of Strength and Conditioning, but his title is just Juice Bringer for the football Buckeyes. That was earlier this morning. Day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp has wrapped up, so we end another wonderful August yearly tradition before the boot meets the ball on September 5th. So you got about 28 days. And really, Tito, we couldn't do this without all the help that we've received over the last 3 days. And Fish, kind of the maestro, putting all of this together. Matt and Will at Ohio State for getting us the cavalcade of guests that they've provided. Carson Hinzman was awesome today. Hearing from Ryan Day post-practice when is just an intense conversation, but also a fun conversation. And Scotty Vegas was out here with his kid running around earlier, and so thank you to Scotty for, also all of the hard work. But there's one person that's here every single day, and every time we go out, she's always around and with the best attitude possible. You're not necessarily Schlegel because there's nobody like Anthony Schlegel, but our own juice bringer, F-Bomb Jen Winters, kind enough to give us some of her time as we really put a bow on fall camp for the football Buckeyes. Thank you.
Oh, you're so
for all
sweet.
the hard
Thank
work
you.
that you do. How has this been for you?
I love it. It's Christmas. It's Hanukkah. It's Christmas. It's Boxing Day, all wrapped into one. And it really, getting up to go to the memorial at 2 o'clock in the morning, to me, I dread it because of everything for me and my lore. But coming here, it's literally, I'm 5 minutes from my house. I get to come down here and get to just stand in awe of the fact that we have this access to this amazing program and all the people behind it. And I get to be out here and just watch football and watch people enjoy football, and the station that I love with all my heart. We get to put it together so that our guys can make it out to the people who can't be out here for practice. And I love it so much. It really is. It's so much fun. And yesterday's weather was hilarious. And I'm so glad that we all went through it together because the video and the pictures of the deluge at 6 o'clock in the morning just cannot be believed. But no, it's fun. I love it every single year. And I'm just so happy to be here and grateful for you guys. I mean, you guys do one heck of a job. Being on air, being out there, signing autographs, you guys talking to fans, and then Tito goes out and almost ruins our whole relationship with the university.
Yep.
And
you had
I'm
Fish on edge a couple times.
I'm
this
like,
morning.
you got to be kidding me. He's out here
Was Fish really on edge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I talked to referees?
You're in the middle of the field, dude.
No, I was on the sideline.
No, you were in the middle of the
You were in the middle of the
So they
field.
have, 4 practice fields to our left at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center where they do practice. And so they break up into different portions, 1s, 2s, 3s, and
Were
other
there
work.
any other people from the media within a 20-yard span of you?
Schlegs.
He's not in the media.
Well, we play sound all the time. I feel like he's media.
He's He's a former employee.
That's fine. I may have crossed the line. Maybe I did. Maybe
crossed
I did.
several
The referees were great. Look, the refs loved talking to me. They did. No other media member talked to the referees, did they? No, I made them feel important.
We have your
Point Tito.
They thought that it was like one of your Make-A-Wish. That's what they thought.
Well, you're wearing I guess he's wearing a fan shirt.
Fan, like, hey guys, how you doing?
Act like you belong.
That's all you do.
The phrase that pays for Thitoff
Is Fish
today.
going to call me in to his office? Is there a possibility?
There might be a Monday or Tuesday.
You think so? He'll tell, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Will and Matt were cordial to him this afternoon, but Monday morning means Monday morning.
Meetings with you, it feels like words are said, but you don't you don't retain anything.
Look, if he tells me not to go out there, I won't go out there. Nobody said that beforehand, though. Nobody said to me.
It's a very good point.
But will you remember this lesson come this time next year?
Oh, no, I'm old.
Exactly.
I've got Alzheimer's. No, I'll forget.
Yeah.
Jen, over the last 3 days, has there been a player or a specific unit that you've had a lot of fun watching? Because we don't get this coverage any other time of the year.
Haven't had the chance to go, and I feel bad. I haven't had the chance to really go watch practice.
Yeah.
But watching the car wash, as we call it, of all of the players and the coaches come through, my favorite moments were actually around you with Matt Patricia giving you a hug twice. And I'm like, I want a hug from Matt Patricia. Yeah. I love you, Matt Patricia. And then he shared that video on his Instagram and his Facebook.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which is amazing and awesome. And so we love him very much. And then James Smith yesterday after practice. Love him. Can we just sign him to be a part of our
And he's got a pretty solid final season of college football, and then you'll hear his name early in the NFL draft.
Fantastic, and just so much fun. And I loved hearing him, and he was great. So yeah, that was awesome. And then Ryan Day, 2 out of the 3 days has been here, so that's amazing.
Do you get starstruck ever out here?
All the time. I have the biggest imposter syndrome. I'm sitting here, and it's I said hi to Schlegs yesterday, and I'm I can't believe Anthony Schlegel knows who I am, and he gave me a hug. And Justin Zwick, I know he's one of our employees, but he knows who I am. I feel like I'm the biggest fan of the fan, and I feel like I don't belong here at all. And so I'd say I'm starstruck standing next to you, but that would be a lie. It's Reese.
Of any of us here, you absolutely belong. So I just want to make it perfectly clear. We don't do this, can't do this without your work.
And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be out here, and I don't take any of that for granted. So, yes, thank you. And Eric, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you said what?
So Tito and I are going to be off for 2 weeks. By the time we reconvene, you and I fed off on the 29th of August. I'll be a married man.
Yay!
That's fantastic.
He's not marrying a Heather either.
She's not. Well, it's good. I'm not marrying Heather's anymore either. By the way, just so if this
somehow I nabbed a doctor.
See that right?
Which
there.
is great because this isn't paying anything.
It doesn't.
I told her the other day. I said, "Dear, you got to make $40,000 more so I can just be stay at home."
Yes.
Dog dad.
That'd why.
Great.
Yeah.
Speaking of fathers, so Scotty was out here with his kid earlier today. Yep. You did not bring your youngest out here because he's doing what?
Artie's at Jay Sean Tate's basketball camp. He does this thing.
Cool.
It's a really cool thing Jay Sean's doing. It's and I'd forgotten I'd signed up for it. I get an email about it, hey, here's the list of campers. It was out of Polaris today, and there's 200, 250 kids somewhere in there. And Jay Sean's out there, and he wanted to be free for the kids. So no kids paying anything. He goes out there. Jay Sean's out there. He's got coaches out there for this camp. It was from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., so they're just finishing up. But every kid got a leather basketball, not like a little junior mini one you might get, but a real basketball. And every kid gets one of those. So you figure 200 kids, 250, whatever, basketballs, and then a shirt, and then they get lunch afterwards, and all of that is free. And I talked to the camp director, because I called him after I saw my son's name, and I said, wait, is this really free? He said, yeah, it's free. And I said, do you have sponsors on that? He said, no, we have no corporate sponsors this year. So it's cost us, it's going to cost us a lot of money. But Jay Sean insisted it would be free. And so I got a video that my wife sent me of Artie getting a high five from Jay Sean for his competition.
So cool.
And so it's a really cool thing Jay Sean does this and gives back to the community. He insisted on it being free. Good for Jay Sean on that.
That's awesome.
Is Jay Sean, with what he did or was able to do with Houston, that gives me confidence Bruce Thornton's going to be able to make it work.
I hope so.
It does for me, too. Look, I said Jay Sean Tate.
So.
I didn't think Jay Sean Tate had been an NBA player. And he's been 6 years in. He's made $26 million, and he's been a contributor. He's averaged 11.8 points a game, was a career high, I think, for one season, year 2. Still a very important player on the Rockets. Gives me faith on Thornton.
I'm thrilled that you had just his stats ready to go like that.
11.8.
Look at you.
There was conversation, with the Colorado district judge, I think 2 weeks ago, said, you get a 5th year, everybody. And so Texas added an offensive lineman. Indiana's added some guys on the defensive front. You thought, well, Ohio State men's basketball does have an open roster spot. What might they do with that? It won't be Bruce because he's got NBA aspirations, but it'll be interesting to see if Jake decides to use that on a potential player that's played for the program before or not. But fortunately, over the next couple of weeks, because we have football, we don't have to really talk about anything that doesn't involve pigskin. So thank you, everybody.
Yay.
From us to you, we cannot do this without your love and support.
Yes.
Go Bucks, 28 days on the Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman